Good afternoon. I need to close my closet door. The closet door is open. That's a big deal. It's just annoying to me to have it open while I'm streaming. Oh, I didn't make my bed either. I've been working all morning doing stuff, like real stuff, like breaking my frickin' pitchfork. How the hell? Brand new pitchfork. Just bought it like a week ago. And one of the tongs, tangs, whatever you call them, broke off of it. What's up, Dan? What's up, local host? Freaking brand new. It's not even a week old. I should have grabbed the receipt. I gotta find out what it is. I'm gonna have to go there tomorrow and return it. Not gonna happen today. I'm too sore. Been throwing wood chips around all day with a pitchfork missing a tongue, whatever you call them. Tang? Is it tang? Little fingers on the fork? One of the teeth on the fork. Anyways. Yeah, no. 3D printing won't hold. It's freaking steel. It's a nice pitchfork, too. I'm really kind of pissed. There must have been something wrong with the mold or, the forming of it, because it's like a weird break. I mean, it's not like I was jamming it into anything. It's just freaking flinging around wood chips. Tine, yes, tine. That was the word I was looking for. Tine. There's my Mr. Buttram, the ultimate 3D printing Llama speech corrector. I knew it was something like that. I couldn't remember the name of it. Tang, tang, tong, tang, tang, wang, wang, hung, bung. Tine. That's what it is. It's a tine. Anyway, frickin' snapped right off. And wood chips. It's not even like they're hard or anything. And this is, it's kind of nice because my tree guy who's been delivering them, saving him a couple bucks. I think it saves him a whole lot, but if nothing else, if he's working close, it saves him driving all the way to dump, which is, another 5 miles away. And it's a big-ass truck. And he only lives, like, less than a mile away. So, and it's kind of on his way home where he'd have to go past his house, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, he doesn't mind dropping them, I guess. I don't need to Google anything. I have Mr. Buttram. We Buttram everything now. We Butreon.com every question. I think we should have a new search engine called Butreon.com. And no matter what you type in it, it's wrong and it will correct you. I think that would be awesome. So anyway, I was out, I don't know if you can tell on my face. Last week I was out weed whacking along the driveway, down at the end of the driveway, and there was poison ivy, and I had my glasses on and all the clothes and everything, but I didn't put my face shield on, and all around my nose, anywhere I didn't have glasses, it hits my glasses and falls down, especially when it's sweat, and it kind of settles on my cheek. Both my cheeks are all itchy. My nose is all covered, all down the side of my face. Anyways, so today I said, screw it, put the face shield on. He dropped off a mess of freaking wood chips because he took down 2 like massively old beat up oak trees or something. Actually, I think they were apples. And dropped off 2 huge loads. So I was down there and I weed whacked all the freaking, like completely covered myself, sweating like a pig. And weed whacked all the area of poison ivy, and then threw 6 inches of wood chip on top, which supposedly kills it. I don't know if it's true or not, but we'll find out. If nothing else, it keeps it from overtaking, because it is like, it's almost like, it looks like grass, like vines of, it's completely covered, like 10 feet off the driveway and probably 100-foot patch, at least, if not longer. So I did about a third of it today. Just covered it. Weed whacked the crap out of it and covered it in wood chips. And it's kind of nice because he just bought a new wood chipper. You guys want to jump in here? Somebody jump in here. He just bought a new wood chipper, like brandy spanking new, like a lot of money. And multiple tens of thousands of dollars. I think he said he paid like $30,000 for it. And but a chip's smaller. The chips are a lot smaller. The old one used to give you these big, long, like 4 to 6 inch long slivers, which is actually kind of nice for landscaping. These are like little. I mean, I bet if I threw them again through my little baby homeowner-y leaf chomper / wood chipper, I bet it would frickin' grind them right up and make like topsoil almost out of them. There's, he's wood chipping, so it's not just chips. It's like leaf and brush and whatever he happens to throw in there. I don't give a crap. It's just ground cover for me. Sure, Dan. So yeah, I was doing that all morning, and it was perfect timing because my back let go and my knees are sore, and I'm just tired, and it was a lot of freaking work. I must have done about 100 wheelbarrows full, moving it around. And so I quit, came up here, took a shower, made some lunch, and now it's pouring out. It was like, not bright out, but it was, it was that hazy sun through the thin cloud. By the time I got out of the shower, it was like dark, storm approaching. And now it's all miserable and dark and rainy and sprinkly out. It's actually just sprinkling now. It was dumping. But anyways, that's all done. Or at least the better part. I have a feeling, I could swear when I got out of the shower, I heard the backup beeper. There was a lot of businesses around this. Is commercial residential property, so almost everybody around me is a business as well as a house, except for these assholes over here that are trying to rezone us. They move in 5 years ago and they think they don't want to deal with it. It's like, why'd you move into a commercial resident anyway? So I heard the backup beeper. I don't know if it was him dropping off more wood chips or if I'm hoping it was him dropping off more wood chips because it was right as it started raining, which means it was right when he'd quit. If it starts really dumping out, he's got to quit because it's a whole safety issue. And I want to do the whole edge of the freaking driveway all the way up the hill and everything. Get rid of all that freaking, for one, it just looks better. 2, it gets rid of all that freaking poison ivy. And you don't have to mow it. You go in there, the few things that'll spring up through the wood chips you can hit with a weed whacker once in a while, and that's that. So it'll look a lot better. I left about like 2 or 3 foot strip along the edge of the driveway that's still grassy / vegetable / whatever. Which my neighbor, when they go down to get the mail or take the garbage down, they always ride their little lawnmower and mow it anyways. It's their property. It's not even my property. It's their property, actually. Anyway, so that's done. Or at least part of it's done. That's what I did all morning. Like 3 freaking hours. So, yeah. I released a new video today. They still won't let me freaking live stream on my live stream channel that I started for live streaming. I can't live stream on. Fuck. I don't get the... I've done it twice now. It makes you, I try and go live stream. It says, oh, you have to activate live stream. Okay. Click the button, activate. It says, congratulations. In 24 hours, you'll be able to live stream in 1 click. I'm like, okay. Did that yesterday. Why isn't that working? I don't know. There's Danny. Danny's home. He's not working today, Danny?
No, I am
a lazy bum.
Yep. No, it's my daughter's birthday, and last night was a long fucking night.
I was going to say, I got up because I fell asleep last night.
No, I'm going to kill you. I go back in there.
And I got up, and you guys had just quit. Like it said, ended an hour ago.
Yeah, and we were still on talking in the green room for about another hour and a half.
You guys must have quit at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning or something.
Well, that stream ended at what the hell time was it? Yeah, I ran for 6 hours. So whenever the hell I started the stream, it was like 6 hours and 12 minutes when we ended the stream. And then we ended up sitting there in the back just talking, like me, Devin, Vince, and TH3D Tim, who is Tim right now. It's just Tim. So, he
I want Vince on my damn live streams. He always shows up, and he never actually live streams with me. I want him to live stream.
Yeah, well, hopefully he'll be coming
And
on
you had-
here soon
and
because he had
on there.
yeah, he had his MRI today. He had to go have his MRI read, and then he said after that he was going to be floating around. So
Yeah,
find out what
I saw you had Joel there on there for a little bit too. You bastard! How the frick do you get him on there?
I honestly, you want to know?
Publicity.
I don't know how the hell that actually happened.
No.
I just don't know how the hell that happened. I mean, I tweeted out to him last night because I saw he was playing around with the Monoprice Cadet printer, that new tiny little thing that Monoprice is coming out with or came out with.
Yeah.
And I saw he was playing around with that. He tweeted something out about it. And he showed a print that he had done. And I told him, I said, hey, that thing's pretty cool. I said, I'm going to be streaming. If you want, come hang out. You can tell us about the Cadet a little bit. What the hell, you know? And
Sorry, Humphrey.
yeah.
I did a real comeback
Why
today.
you on yourself?
Yeah, but he so he popped in. I was streaming for a little bit, and all of a sudden he kind of like pops in. He's like, hey, I got 10 minutes. If you guys want, I'll join you. You know, we can talk about the Cadet. I said, sure, why not? You know, because you know, Joel's a businessman, so he knows how to make business moves. And I said, hey, why don't you come talk about talk about the printer. So he came on, he talked about the printer. We had a lovely little general BS conversation with him, and then he stepped off for dinner, and then we were hanging out, and then all of a sudden from out of nowhere, Tim popped up in chat, and I was like, this is perfect because I mean, I was pretty vocal in Chris's stream the one evening after Tim blew up about the caps and about the caps, the MOSFETs and stuff. I was pretty vocal about he needs to slow down and kind of think before he speaks, and maybe he needs to stop.
I was actually on the phone with him yesterday afternoon because we were BSing about Jim and some other stuff. There may actually be some Tom Llama production materials that TH3D will carry. So you may be able to get some Tom Llama, like llama mats and easy leveling llama and
the llama line from TH3D.
Yeah.
Get your
we're just BSing about it and seeing if it
so what you're saying is it's going to be a level that only works on blue tape.
Yeah. No, it'll be burgundy. It'll be my logo, burgundy, whatever that color is, maroon, burgundy.
Yeah.
Is it burgundy or maroon? I don't know. I guess it's more maroon.
Yeah, it's kind of.
He's like, oh, I don't know if we'll be able to match the color exactly. It doesn't need to match exactly. I'm not that anal about it. I'm not like Glenn with his freaking yellow.
But just make it
brown. Reddish burgundy. Anyway,
make it the color and put a llama on it, man. Especially since, like, on the bottom of the probe, that would be kind of cool to put your logo right on the bottom of the probe.
I think we're going to do the mats first, depending on the cost.
Well, yeah, the mats would be cool because, again, it doesn't take nothing to really
one size. It's going to do the 300. If you want something smaller, you just have to buy it and cut it.
You put the logo on it big enough to fit like a 120 by 120, and then you just kind of do the pattern where you can just kind of cut off what you need to shrink it down to your size.
But and they'll be, they're cheap enough where even at $25, if you buy the 300, it's still worth it to put on like a Prusa 220 or you're not going to get much cheaper at that size anyway. But
that's what you're hoping for, is to see your face on a Prusa.
The idea is
or your logo.
I advertise for him, so he hopefully gets more other sales as well.
Yeah.
And, he doesn't think it's going to be a big thing, and neither do I. But if he gets a dozen sales by slapping my logo on it and me going, "Hey, go buy my crap,"
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, the worst comes to worst. The thing is like there's enough of us in the 3D printing community now that are making waves. We're not necessarily we're not Joel's. We're not 400,000 subs, but we've got a following, people who enjoy talking to us, hanging out with us, like being around us. That
a lot of guys don't realize is I have about close to 10,000 on Facebook that I deal with.
Yeah,
because I have Friendly 3D Printing, which has got I think 3,000 members now, or 2,000 members. 2,000 members. I have a couple of other small, 3D printing forums. I have modeling forums for Sculptress and Fusion that I keep separate. I don't really.
Yeah.
I've got all my quadcopter crap on there that I do that, I integrate 3D printing. So I actually have probably, I wouldn't say 10,000, probably more like 5,000, follower. I'm not going to say followers because they're just part of a group. They're not following me. They join the group, but you know what I mean? It's contact is a best way.
Oh yeah. I mean,
so
that's the thing though. It's just like you've got a subscriber base, a group of followers, people that know who the hell you are. So the worst comes to worst, Tim orders, a couple hundred of them, or even if he just does like whatever the minimum order is for right now. If it's
I didn't realize how big of a minimum order it is.
I'm thinking 500, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Tim was saying something in the past about when he orders stuff, his minimum orders are like 500. So worst comes to worst, he orders 500. He marks them at whatever his markup would need to be, and if in the end it comes down to it, he does like he did with those with the blue TH3D mats, where he just
he was ordering those, and I'm like, can you do them in red? Because his new ones are going to be black.
Yeah.
With his logo in the bottom corner of it. And I'm like, can you do them in red?
Yeah.
Logo in the middle, just, because the other thing he's losing, I think, is the grid. And I forgot to say something to him. I kind of like the grid on him. I really wish he'd keep the grid. I don't know if it costs.
Oh, I got to break up a cat fight, I think. No? Are you two done?
But anyway, it's the thing.
I'll be right back.
Looking into it. If he can do it without a big cost, upfront cost on his end, excess, extra, we may do it. But anyways, we had a chit chat about his attitude, and he's like, he outright said, I agree with y'all. I've heard many of the forum. You guys are all saying, I let things get to me. He's like, you're right. I do. I need to back away from certain customer aspects. He's like, I need to stop doing the videos. I'm like, actually, no. If you do the videos under less stress, like he did the video for the Xylotech printer, it was actually pretty good. I watched it. He wasn't aggressive. For one, he likes Xylotech, so even where they screw up, he's like, they screwed up, I'll let him know, kind of thing. If he has that attitude more, he'll be good. Which Dan wasn't even listening because he wasn't even there.
What was that? Sorry. Had to go chase down a cat.
And as we were getting on the phone, we were talking about that because we actually were talking about Jimmy, and I was trying to he was teary-eyed on the phone crap, so I tried to change the subject. Anyways, I was asked just casually about his attitude sometimes, and he's like, I agree. I've watched many streams, and you guys have made statements about I'm not a bad guy, but I let things get to me, and I overreact, and blah blah blah. He's like, I'm gonna stop doing customer service. He's already doing that. He already pawned customer service off to an employee.
Yeah.
And just some other stuff. And I'm just like, dude, you just gotta get away. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna start doing the YouTube videos. I'm like, no, don't stop doing the YouTube videos.
No.
Stress levels down. Just start doing them all like you did the Xylotech printer one you just did, where it's I mean, he likes Xylotech in general. I mean, he knows the guys there, and even though there's somewhat of a competition, they're kind of different.
They focus more on certain stuff. I mean, they sell everything and similar stuff to what he sells, but they kind of focus more on.
But it's different. Anyway, he respects them at least. So when he was, ripping it apart, anything that was wrong, he's like, well, I'll just contact him on that. They'll improve it. You know what I mean? If he does with all his videos instead of going, Creality sucks, BBT sucks, because he gets mad at him, he's saying, that's not right. You need to fix that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why when I watched that video, when he was putting that together, I was like,
what he's saying, it's how he says it sometimes. And he just lets shit get to him. Mm-hmm. And I mean, he's only human. I mean, running that company the way he is, he boomed. I mean, his company, he's doing all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's basically, what does he got? I mean, he was a one-man band originally.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, whatever. I mean, nobody's perfect. Like
Oh
we said
no.
a million times, he gets out of hand, but he's not a bad guy. And we
No,
does get always for the customer. You know what I mean? Unless the customer being an idiot saying, you know, I put a 24-volt power supply in my 12-volt bed. Why did it blow up? Well, you put 24 volts to a 12-volt bed. That's why it blew up. It's not my fault.
Yeah, exactly. And I can tell you this much: Little Miss Devin, who's now hanging out in chat, she made a new friend last night too. So, because it was funny at the start of our like when Tim joined in, Devin's like, "I'll be honest with you, I don't really know much about you and your company." And Tim's like, "Fair enough, you know." And I was like,
he is a tiny company. I mean,
yeah,
really is small. It's just he got in our little circle, and we all know him.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, and I told Tim because like Tim and I went like last night we were talking. I told him like Tim, I go, my biggest problem was when all this shit started going the way it did. I go, I didn't know how to get a hold of you. I didn't know how to talk to you because like honestly, my thing is like the things I would have said to you in private, I don't know how that would have gone. Like I don't know, you know, if I would have contacted you in private and said, hey man, you know, the things I said about how you really need to like just take a break from your company, turn it over to somebody you trust. You and your wife need to just disappear for a while, take a vacation, go find out why you fell in love, just get the hell away from the company and just go reconnect and then come back and like slowly integrate yourself into the company. I said all that stuff I said on Chris's stream that night. I said it was being sent because I didn't want to see you self-destruct, man. I said the one thing I love about the 3D printing community is the fact that, you know, we have one common bond that has brought us all together, and we find that we have some of the same similar interests with pretty much everybody in the community. Like, you know, I enjoy sitting around bullshitting. You know, I like tinkering with shit outside of 3D printing. You know, and morning red light. But I told him, I said, you know, that's the thing is like we all have our you know our personal lives, but I mean, it kind of it came back around to Jimmy, and I said, I go, a guy who I hardly even knew made such an impact on my life in such a short time. I said, I'd known who he was through all the other chats and stuff and the videos and streams that I had watched, but up until January, I didn't actually like start talking to Jimmy and then seriously talking to him until probably March. Is when I think I started seriously getting in, you know, like hanging out in a lot of the streams with everybody, like actually in the streams. And
yeah, well, that's, you know, basically when I started streaming morning, because right about when Country quit streaming.
Yeah.
I mean, he used to be the morning guy last summer or even the summer before, I guess. And then, you know, kind of faded out of it because he went back to work, blah, blah, blah. And then this whole COVID thing hit and whenever, and my father got really sick, so I was home all day. I started right around, I don't know, what, December, January. I started streaming almost every morning. And that's, you know, he would pop in, and eventually he did his little phone thing and, you know, staring out the window or staring at the ceiling fan.
Yep.
That's the only thing you got to change there, Mr. Buttram, with your ceiling fan. It only needs to be like a third of the ceiling fan. You can't see the whole ceiling fan. It needs to be just a third because he always pointed it like half on.
Yeah.
I just thought of that because I don't know. I'm sure you've seen that. You did a little like logo thing of Jimmy with the ceiling fan.
Yeah. 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 I shared that yesterday.
Or a hat because he never pictured the whole fan. It was always like a chunk of it.
You see the blades coming by.
I want to do a lithophane of like his blurry window.
Yeah.
Blurry window lithophane.
Yep. Oh man. But
yeah,
it was. I was gonna say,
I just quick scan through it.
Yeah.
I haven't, you know, steps up that to see if there's. I can't watch 6 hours worth of video.
No.
Was in there. What's up, Viking?
Well, Miss Devin, I'm here in another stream about
Viking.
about 7 hours from when I last streamed. So I'm doing good. I caught a quick nap and now I'm here because I saw Llama was streaming, so I joined in and yeah, Viking, pop on in. But it was last night, Llama, it was nuts because I started the stream with no intentions of doing a long stream, which is I think my mistake. I should never intend on doing a quick stream because it'll never happen. Especially when first thing happens is it was funny because Tripod was in, and Tripod's been pretty hell bent on wanting to talk to Joel, meet Joel, hang out with Joel. So he's been pretty adamant about wanting to do that. And then he left the stream, and like 10 minutes later, Joel pops up.
I did see that. The skin, he was in there after he streamed all day yesterday because he streamed a couple 3 hours yesterday too, and then he popped right into yours right after that. Anyway.
Yeah, well, he was ending his stream, and he's like, "Oh, I was like, why don't you go and start yours, and I'll come on over." Morning, Jerry. How you doing?
I have no idea what the hell that thing even was that he was streaming about.
It's a solder rework station. Basically, you get big heat up the board.
The concept, you put all the stuff in your board and you hold it there, and it solders it all for you.
Yeah,
that's it. That's my knowledge advancement of that product.
Oh yeah, and but yeah, like I said, I wasn't planning on streaming long, and then Tim came in, and it was good to talk to Tim because you know what I mean. Like I said, I mean Tim was actually one of the people when I first started getting into 3D printing. His videos were some of the first videos I started watching, and he was one of the people that and he just. I don't know. I mean, it was good to finally talk to him about that shit and just tell him, be like, look, man, you know, as somebody who's in the community who cares about the community, you were going down a path. I didn't know how to talk to you. I figured, you know what, fuck it. I'll just throw it out in a stream. You'll listen. You won't listen. I figure you'll either go on the attack. I said, which after 24 hours of that video being up and us not seeing you posting things on Facebook and Twitter and, you know.
Tim's wrong and he knows he's wrong. He'll admit he's wrong.
Yeah. And as much as people think Tim's an asshole, he is an asshole, but he's an asshole with a purpose. He's not. Yeah, he's an asshole with a purpose. If he sees a fault, if he sees a fault or a flaw in something, he doesn't sugarcoat it. He just brings it right out. And,
well, he can overreact a little bit, which I have done also. Yeah,
and then sadly, sometimes in overreacting, you act like an asshole.
Yeah.
So
react sometimes. He lets things get to him.
Yeah, and that's
especially when video. You can let shit get to you. Like I've let stuff get to me, but I can usually control it. Like I don't know if you saw the other day, Walter was on. Me and Walter had a major blowout on Facebook like 3 months ago, and it was we were having a perfectly normal conversation. And
I remember. Yeah, I remember you saying something.
Normal disagreement, put it that way, or we were both being. And it just, one of the things he said just clicked, and somebody called and was talking about my father, literally as I'm typing, and my neighbor called, and she was bawling, and she just wanted to talk because, like 6 people had died in a rest home that day that she had to deal with. And here, Walter is telling me that, the whole COVID thing's kind of not real. And I just went, fuck you! And I freaking on him. And that didn't go over so well.
No, it did. Sometimes it doesn't.
It was the other way around. He didn't know what was going on in my life. He had no freaking clue.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Me go from being, a normal. I disagree with Walter all the time, but we can be civil about it, and went from my normal civil disagreement to fuck you fucking asshole, you don't know what the fuck you're I just typed away and then hit send, and I was like, an hour later, I was like, oh crap, I should delete that. And he'd already deleted it and deleted the whole conversation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, it is what it is. People snap once in a while. People are people.
Yep. Short fuses are sometimes had by all.
Yeah, well, what can anything in here. It's a family. It's just like my brothers. Sometimes we get pissed off at each other and punch each other in the nose. And 5 minutes later, we're off having pizza together, laughing, going, "That was a good left hook you gave me."
Oh yeah.
I'll have to watch for that next time. Can't tell you how many times we've done that. Broken my brother's nose. He's broken my freaking fingers. Smashed me upside the head. An hour later, we're both like, "Yeah, that was kind of cool. Let's not do that again for a while. That hurt."
Yeah.
We're too damn old for that.
Yeah.
Crap. Anyway, it's all like crappy out. It's so bizarre. It's only 8 o'clock and it feels like 8 o'clock at night. It's so dark out.
Well, you're getting what was blowing through here yesterday, finally making its way to you because it was overcast and nasty over this way, and now today it's sunny out.
Thunderstorm warnings and all kinds of crap for the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then humidity's supposed to drop. Temperature is supposed to rise, but the humidity's supposed to drop. So we must be getting that Canadian air flux. Canada air, nice and dry. Canada dry. I like me a Canada dry. I haven't had a Canada dry ginger ale in a long time. You know what I used to like? Is that Canada dry raspberry ginger ale, where they just put that hit of raspberry flavor in it.
Yeah.
That was good stuff. I almost think I want to drink, and it's way early for me to start drinking.
I was gonna say I actually finally had a drink last night, so.
You don't really drink, do you?
Nope. So I sat here last night. It just happened to work out that if you've heard about these, have you heard about these sprinkling your neighbors and shit? You heard about this? No. It's where people go and sign up on a Facebook group for the local area, and then what'll happen is someone will just pick a random address off the list. They'll go out and buy a bunch of just random little shit, throw them in a bag, and then they'll come up and drop them on the porch, and then they'll take off. Just you knock and you run, and you just leave somebody a gift on the porch.
Yeah,
and
not poop.
Yeah, not poop. Yeah, not a flaming bag of poop. But no, so that happened yesterday, and it happened to be that in each one of the bags there's a little one had a can of some Smirnoff something in it, and the other one had a little bottle of red wine in it, one of the little sampler bottles, and I'm like. Yeah. I was like, I'll drink the Smirnoff. So I grabbed that and I sat here drinking that because, like I said, I don't drink much. I had one drink in the last probably year, so maybe even longer than that. Yeah. So
I drink maybe one or two a week, if that.
Yeah, it's
more lately.
Yeah. No, as a guy who grew up in a family where alcohol is a problem, I don't want to go down that path, so I do the moderation thing. One every now and then, here and there.
Yeah, I'm not. I get sick too easy, so I'll never be an alcoholic. I have 2 or 3 drinks, and I'll be puking.
Yeah, no, it's.
I can drink a bottle of wine though with no problem. Wine doesn't hit me in the morning. The next day, I don't feel. I'll know I drank the night before, but I won't feel oh crap, I can't get up.
It's just some. It's just a little bit of grape juice. You're okay.
The next day anymore, which is sad because I used to suck down a case of beer like nothing. No, it was old Milwaukee.
Yeah, back in the early 20s, I would drink and drink and drink. It didn't help that I was a DJ too for a little while there. I was a house DJ at one of the bars, and
puking is bad. I concur.
It was interesting because every time somebody wanted to hear a song or something, they'd get they do pictures of kamikazes. So they'd always come up with their picture of kamikazes and tip my head back and pour them down my throat and be like, "Play my song, woo!" And then they'd run off, and I'm like,
"Okay,
all right." And it was all night long, people just pouring kamikazes down my throat. I'm like, great.
Snake bites and Yukon, snake bites with Yukon Jack and lime juice, which is what a snake bite is, just Yukon Jack and lime juice, and Jack Daniels straight up on the rocks was my thing back in the day.
Yeah.
I used to go to work when I worked in Florida. I worked in a bar, and I worked from 7 at night to 7 in the morning. It was a 23-hour-a-day bar. They closed an hour a day to clean, and that was it. I worked
Nice.
from 7 at night to 7 in the morning, and when I would show up at 7 at night, the bartender would have a rocks glass full of Jack Daniels and one full of orange juice. And I would suck down the Jack Daniels and suck down the orange juice and start my night.
Hey, there you go.
Rocks glass of Jack Daniels and just drink it like it was nothing. Now I try and do that, I'd be gagging.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
How the hell did I do that?
yeah, I had a bad run-in back in the day with some whiskey.
I don't remember.
I got stupid. I got angry, and I downed a fifth of Jack, like downed a fifth of Jack, and then proceeded to follow it with a 6-pack, and it put a real damper on the night. Let's just say that I was having one of those nights that most guys dream about. Like maybe 2 printers, 1 spool, kind of a thing.
I haven't done snake bites in years, like 20 years. No, I'm thinking about it. They're good. Have you ever had a snake bite? A real
No.
like Yukon Jack, and it's best if you squeeze a lime into it. Oh, it's so tasty.
I'll have to try that out in the future here when I get my once a year
shots of Yukon Jack. It's a liqueur. It's syrupy.
Yeah.
Brandy kind of. I don't even know what the hell it is. It's not whiskey. It's not. I don't know what the hell it is. It's syrupy, nasty. It's 60% or 60 proof. 120%.
Mike, no, I didn't wake up the next morning married with a tattoo. However,
Come close.
Let's just say, long story short, it really upset 2 of my friends that were there at the time. Two of my lady friends were not too happy. Let's just put it that way.
Only freaking basically blacked out once in my life from drinking. I usually get sick before I get drunk enough to, I literally get sick. I got a weak stomach. So I get sick. One night when I was in college, oh my God. I went to college in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire?
Yep, Ridge, New Hampshire. We went to a party at a college in Keene, New Hampshire, which is a half hour, not even a half hour away from our college. I know we left, and I still to this day can't figure out exactly what we did. I know we left Keene and went to some college in upstate Massachusetts, which is, not even an hour away from the border because Keene's that far from the border. And I woke up the next day at a chick's house in Connecticut, and I literally did like the freaking movie, Where the Hell's My Car?
What's up, Robbie Mac?
Oh, you had a car. I brought you here, and we were in Connecticut. Back in freaking Connecticut. And I started up in New Hampshire. And I know I went to upstate Massachusetts, but I don't ever remember coming. And she's like, oh, we like college hopped all the way down back to Connecticut. I was like, holy crap. It's like, I got to find my car.
Yeah. It's never good when you misplace a vehicle.
Yeah. Luckily, my roommate had actually grabbed it and took it back to college with him. I guess when I left with her, he was with me, and he said, I'm going to drive your car. I'm going to take your car if you're going with her. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, I went searching for my car to come find out it was back in my dorm. That was a long time ago. That was 1985, 86, something like that. When did I go to college?
Stupid thing.
Long time ago. I got freaking poison ivy all over my face.
That's not good.
Yeah. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's like good.
Come on, camera, catch back up.
Oh, look at you with a little kitty off on.
Yeah, I know. I'm frozen that way right now. I'm sitting here without the kitty. She's already jumped off my lap and ran away. So
Your computer overtaxed from XSplit.
yep. And actually the crazy part is it's not really hitting it hard. I mean, right now it says 18%, 10%. That's all it's hitting it for. And this thing's got 16 gigs of RAM and it's only using 470, it says. So
Looks like you need to reboot XSplit.
I don't well, let's just see here. Because oddly enough, if I kill XSplit, it'll still stay, the voice will still stay active at least because I'm not running my audio through XSplit. So I'll still be hanging out here for a minute like that, or should be anyway. See, look.
Goes to XSplit broadcaster.
Yeah, stupid XSplit broadcaster.
Camera.
Yeah, it's a jerk.
Backup drive just disconnected for absolutely no reason. I never had that problem before.
Yeah, see, I'm not the only one having a technical issue at the moment. I don't feel so bad now. There we go. There's Vince. Vince, how we doing, sir? What'd the doctor say?
Get in here, Vince.
Yeah, Vince, come hang out and stream. Come hang out and chat here. Llama feels kind of neglected.
Been in all my streams, hanging out, chit-chatting in the chat, never, actually came on video. And now you're always on dance. What the hell?
Yeah, it's weird how that kind of plays out because I'm like sitting there and I know Buttram for a little while there had tried to get me to come on, when he was doing the Saturday Night Makers, he was trying to get me to come on, or
we haven't had that in a while either.
Yeah, no, but he was trying to get me to come on there, and the one night I finally decided to join in, I knew my internet was having an issue, so I just did voice only. Well, then Sean was hosting it like the next week, and I decided to throw the camera up, and I was like, don't tell Buttram, he's going to be pissy because he asked me to get on, and I only gave him voice, and now here I am on with you, and here I am with the camera, and and then after that it just kind of took off, and I start popping up in everybody's streams, and then everybody's like, hey, get in here. And I'm like I was saying last night, I said every now and then it feels good to just hang out in chat and just kind of read the chat and listen in the background. Sometimes it's good to just not be a face.
Yeah, whatever. I probably won't stream that long tonight anyways because I'm already freaking dozing off.
Yeah, Mike, with the Windows 10 thing, I don't know. I just let the update go this morning, but I was having issues with XSplit before that, so I can't say that my issue is XSplit related. And as for the camera, I'm actually using XSplit, and I'm using the RTSP protocol from the Wisecam now. I don't know if you noticed that, but my camera's a lot clearer than it has been. And what I did was I reflashed the standard Wisecam firmware back. I'm using XSplit to pull in the RTSP. Yeah, the RTSP. Basically, it's pulling in that protocol from the camera. I've got it enabled on the camera now. So it just pulls the feed in that way. And then I just use my regular mic audio from the computer for my audio. So that's why.
Flash the stock firmware on the Wisecam, but that won't hook up to a computer. That only goes to mobile.
Or like I said, or it'll use the RSTP protocol, which is an internet-based or is a network-based protocol, and it pulls in the stream from the camera on the local network. So right now, like for instance, my camera is 192.168.1.21. That's the IP address of my camera on my home network.
So XSplit's just and it's a mobile device.
Yeah, XSplit just pulls it in as like a mobile cam, and then goes from there. Tim and I forced you to see Logic last night. Devin, Little Miss, data points, collecting data points and putting the information, putting it all together and running analysis and blah, blah, blah. She finally stepped out of her comfort zone and just did something that made her happy, not had to overthink it.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, Little Miss Devin may or may not have acted a little rash. Vince was there; he knows. Devin may or may not have acted a little rash on a situation about 2 days ago. She may have done something stupid
Well,
because you know she admits she admits it now that she had done something stupid, and in doing the something stupid, she made a rash decision which bit her in the ass, and kind of went from there. Have they updated the bill lately? I found that it was really laggy when I tried to.
I flashed the light like a webcam and it beautifully. The
Yeah,
only reason this is because I didn't like the fisheye effect. Other than that, I think the video quality was as good, if not better, than this. This is a 922 or whatever it is.
Yeah, it was a little. It's still a little bit laggy there, Mike. I ain't gonna lie, it's still a little bit laggy, but I like the clarity over the speed at the moment because I'm keeping up for the most part. You know what I mean? Like the video is keeping up with what's going on. It's not super terrible. And hopefully they'll update it again.
So I do notice it kind of does the max headroomy kind of stuttery thing every once in a while. More than normal.
Yeah. That being said, Vince, so what did the doctor say? How you doing?
Yeah, how you doing?
Well, what we're going to do, he showed me the MRI. He's like, well, you do have a little tear. He says, but, and he showed me, like, so on the lateral, the outside of the knee, you see how the nice little white line, that's your cartilage and everything.
Yeah.
Look on the medial side, same place where the meniscus, where that tear is in that general area there. He goes, you can see how you could barely see any cartilage there. He goes, you've got more issues going on than just a little bit of a tear. You
got wear and
yeah.
tear. Yeah. You're like me.
So
fine on my left knee. I don't have any meniscus left.
Well, he's like, well, we could go in there and shave that a little bit. He says, what I'm kind of concerned is it's going to worsen whatever arthritis that you may end up with because of the lack of cartilage there. Because I would rather maybe we can just do an injection, take some medication like extended release medicine to limit any inflammation and stuff, and do some therapy for about 6 weeks. And basically, if we can keep you pain free, then you won't really need the surgery. At some point, if it gets worse, then yeah, you will need it. He says, but with that cartilage wear and tear, he goes, down the road, you might be needing a knee replacement.
Yep.
Oh, well.
Yeah, you will.
I just calculated it out. So almost halfway through the month. So that would basically put me around 6 years, 9.5 months. I just got to make it through before I can retire.
Yeah.
Well,
how old are you?
49.
Oh, I was gonna say because they won't even do a knee replacement until you hit 50.
Yeah, well,
you're not that much younger than I am.
It's the typical. I mean, the job firefighter EMS and stuff. You're banging your knees and your arms, shoulders, back.
Yeah.
So I just like to just need to stay together enough, because once I got my 25 years in the pension, I think I get like 65% of my top 5 years, and the average of my top 5 years right now puts me at 90. So if I don't make it, then I'm vested, but then I would only get, was it like 40% or 45 or something like that?
Yeah, but that's for a limited time though. People don't realize your retirement, most of them only go to like 20 years. So if you do it at 50 and you make it past 70, you're income free. You get no income after that.
Well, I got a deferred comp package that is just building up and that I put into, so I've got that as a secondary. And even when the stock market dropped twice back in March, I've already recouped all of that back and then some.
I got none of that. I burned it all off already, unfortunately. I have nothing. I'm fucked.
Yeah, so I'll have retirement, and then after that, I'll have my deferred comp. I'll be having that kick in later in life, but that's as long as the market don't tank so bad that everything is just gone. It's just gonna keep increasing.
What's up, Don?
Hey, Don.
What's
No.
going on?
Most people, there's extreme cases, but normal wear and tear slash, just getting old and beating on your knees. They try not to do them before 50, because then they figure in your lifetime you'd have to have a second one.
Yeah.
Or
Well.
if you're 50, they're good for 30 years, and they're hoping you don't live past that. And if you do, you're probably wheelchair bound already, so it won't matter.
Yeah, well, I know my chief said if they give you the option of surgery, do the surgery, but that was before knowing that, hey, I really don't have much cartilage there. So, I don't know. I figure, yeah, I'll try this. I'll get the shot. I'll get the minutes. I'll do the 6 weeks of therapy. And if it doesn't seem to help, then I'll be like, yeah, maybe we need to look at the surgery. But he's like, you can go back to work. It's nothing really stops you from work. I said, basically, we're just looking to get you pain-free so you can continue to work. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Doesn't really make it any worse. It just hurts like hell.
Well, what he's looking at is if he can get the pain and everything else down as far as like the inflammation and stuff, and to where it's not bothering. He said the shots, because they last anywhere maybe up to a month or two or something like that, maybe longer for some. And just if your knee starts bothering you, you come in and get another shot and keep going.
Get yourself a set of these things right here. These are not normal. These got the little added like support in the sides, like little spring.
Yeah, he mentioned something about some kind of a compression splint.
Yeah, but these have got the spring in the side that supports your knee.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, they help a lot. What's up, Mr. Riley?
Chris Riley, how are you doing
today? Are you doing more whatever? Weren't you streaming a build and you're not done? If you're streaming, I'll kick.
He is currently going nuts building a rail core. So I've been.
Yeah, well, that's what I didn't know if he was or not. So if he is, I'll shut down and go watch him. More important.
Yeah, I will be more than happy to continue on with the rail core build, but at the same time, I'm gonna hang out with Llama.
Yeah,
I want to see Chris, but I'm hanging out with Llama.
The thing you gotta watch with these is if you leave them on too long, they actually make it worse because they do support, and they'll leave your knee weak, and then you take it off and you'd be like, "Holy crap, I can't stand anymore." Which is why I try not to wear them unless I really, really need to. Which,
by the way, Chris, I'm just kidding. The minute you start streaming, I'm bailing on Llama.
It's like, wait a second, I think I had that scheduled.
Yeah, well, he's been streaming that railcore thing for the last couple of, I don't know.
Yeah, he's been building the railcore for the last couple of days now.
He hasn't been streaming it, so I don't catch it. And I always seem to catch it like literally the last 5 minutes, you bastard.
I was gonna say he's been building that railcore for a while now, and I'm sure he's gonna continue on.
Parts is parts. Well, if you want there, Mr. Riley, you can hop in here and hang out with us, bunch of freaking low life losers.
We'll be good. We'll Chris will try to be on our best behavior for you.
Don't lie.
I said try, Llama. Damn it, I said try.
Just don't lie. It's not worth it. We're not even gonna try.
I could say if this is your second stream today, I think your trying was done on the first one.
I think if
we
Walter and Glenn, he can handle us.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and Vince, you are correct, sir. You and I have spent a lot of time on camera in the last 24 hours.
Well, I get on camera every once in a while, but the other night, the first time I got on, it's just like, well, that was short-lived. No pun or anything. That was kind of a short-lived night there. And my God, last night.
Yeah, last night we went marathon. I don't know what the hell happened there. We started streaming,
but it was good. But it was good. It was fun. Yeah. It was great.
It's what we need in the community. That's why, like I said, doing this kind of stuff is good. We get a chance to kind of disappear from
power supply fans getting loud.
All the drama, all the BS, everything's going on. We get a chance to just kind of talk to people that we either have or don't have things in common with, learn stuff from one another, teach one another something. And at the same time, the most important thing is we make each other laugh. And that's what we all need right now because there's just too much bullshit going on. It's nice to be stupid and laugh once in a while.
What did I do with that thing?
I don't know. Like I said, I still think it was weird that like Joel popped in. That was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool. And I mean, honestly, it didn't hit me like I thought it was going to, like, cause I'm like, Joel's like one of the rock stars. You got Mr. Riley here, who's another one of the rock stars. I'm like,
You know, the first time I met Joel at Murph back in 2017, it was like, I went to Murph because it's like, yeah, Joel, you're going to have Chuck and a bunch of the other ones were going to be there. It's like, oh, great, I'll get to meet everybody. So it's kind of like, oh, Joel. And then the next year it's like, hey, Joel.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Joel.
And then last year at Earth,
David. Hi, David. How we doing, sir?
Last year at Earth, you had Joel and Sean. And I didn't say anything to him. Then finally, towards the end, I caught Sean as Joel went by. I can say, hey, here, you get a maker coin. I said, oh, here, and here's one for
that guy.
Yeah, here's one of Joel too. And it was funny because I thought that was funny as a joke and stuff. And then I pack up and I head over to DC and I see a tweet and stuff where they're at the airport and Joel's like, hey, thanks for the coin.
Yep.
Hey, Devin, do you have that palm tree in 2 parts instead of 1? So I can print like the trunk in 1 color and the leaves in another.
It's layered. It's like 4 millimeters for the trunk, and then you can do a filament change, and then do the rest of it in green.
Yeah.
Oh, the palm itself, it's taller. Yeah. So Llama, you just at the end of the base layer, you just do a filament change, and then just print the rest of the palm in a green. So
I want to do it in a transparent green, which would
still show the brown behind it. Yeah, I got it.
I don't even have any brown. I was going to do it in like purple or something.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to get that chopped,
I'll take it in the Tinkercad or something and kind of level it out, and then just pick up a cut and separate.
Here we go. I think, I'm not sure because it might cut the leaves. I think I can do it in Idea Maker.
Yeah.
Let's find
out. I was going to say my goal is I want to get Mr. Riley in a stream. I want to hang out with Mr. Riley in a stream. I got to get Mr. Edutech Jim in a stream. I got to get these guys to all come hang out in streams. I'd like to get, Mr. Never Let the Machines Win to come in and hang out with me in a stream. It's
going to cut the leaves too.
Yeah. Can't you shrink it? Like, I guess you can't shrink the cut area, can you?
The plane. It just does it on the whole plane.
It does on the whole plane, yeah.
Can you bring it into Fusion and just make a cut?
The whole freaking to bring it into Fusion. I can do it faster in Tinkercad than I can in Fusion.
Well, that's what I was saying originally. Just bring it in Tinkercad and just level it out so it's one size, and then just make a little cut and separate it.
Yeah.
I don't care about the size difference. I just want to cut the trunk off and then glue it together later.
Yeah.
She did it in Fusion, so she has a Fusion file somewhere.
I still got to print it out. I've got it on the.
Hey, Robbie Mack, are you telling me that you want to hang out with an old porn star? Is that what you're telling me? You want to hang out with Mr. Ron Jeremy? See how you are? You killed it, Robbie. You killed it. It's my fault. I had to bring attention to your fascination with adult content.
Cut on here. That would be nice if they could size it.
It's just it just adds some more data points.
No. Yeah.
Local host, I think a lot of people did. They just don't realize it. But Penn Gillette, I think, would be cool. The only thing with Penn is I kind of fear that Penn is has a very large personality. If you're not ready for him, I hear he can be kind of harsh, I guess is a good way of putting it. I mean, I guess he can rub people the wrong way. I don't know.
Who the hell are you talking about?
Penn Gillette, the Penn and Teller, the comedian. Cat fight. I got to go break up some cats here.
Cat fight. What the hell happened? I already have an account.
You know, I can see this as a short little video, haha type thing. It'd be like Penn and Teller trying to do Zoom to do a COVID Zoom chat, and Penn's talking and Teller's just
Chris Riley.
sitting there in front of the screen, not saying anything. What's going on, fellas?
What are you not building today?
Oh, so you want to hear a long story?
Sure, why not?
So here's what happened. So I'm not exactly sure how. So it's Project Red, right? Selling these railcore.
Yeah, a second. Your audio is really. Are you going through your webcam or something? It sounds like you're in the other room.
Let me see.
Maybe
I
it's
haven't
just
done StreamYards in a while.
everybody. Your audio is usually quite a lot clearer.
Oh yeah. It's messed up. How about that?
Yeah.
That's worse.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I haven't done StreamYards in a while, obviously. So anyway, so I'm not sure how Printed Solid and Project Red and how all that stuff is sourced. I need to talk to Dave and just see how well it works.
Yeah.
But somehow Dave orders the kits from them and then packages them and ships them or something. I'm not sure, because all the packing is definitely done by Printed Solid.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're ordering like massive amounts of parts or whatever. But so the first problem was I broke this printed part. And then I went ahead and reprinted it in polycarbonate, which it's a lot stronger. But then Dave gets a hold of me and says, "Hey, you have the metal versions of those parts in the kit." Well, I do, but they weren't assembled. They were just all flat in a little bundle, and then you stand them up into the T part. Yeah. The one the Z rail goes on.
Yep.
It's like just a corner. But so then you build them and stand them up into this L and use screws to put them together. So it wasn't really obvious to me that they were there. They were just in one of these little bubble wrap packages. I thought they were bearings or something like that.
Yep.
So there's the first problem. So I got all that corrected and that put together. And then Joe reached out to me and said, "Hey man, you don't have the right parts." And I'm like, "How do you know?" and he's like, "Well, it looks like you got screw sets for the regular and not the T, not the tall one." And sure enough, I came down here and I was missing a whole bunch of like 10 millimeter long screws.
Damn.
And he said, "It's all on the way. I'm overnighting it. And it should be here sometime today," but they haven't arrived yet. So now I'm kind of in
limbo,
just waiting for parts mode.
Well, it's just screws. Knowing you and looking behind you, you probably already have the damn screws.
Well, of course, it's the screw that I don't have.
Of course.
So they use on this thing. They use those 1515 extrusions.
Yeah.
And they have used the slot. The groove slot fits that. It's like 5.5 millimeter or whatever the external of an M3 nut is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's the bolts that they use too. They have a hex head on them, and I've never seen those in any other kit except this one. And of course, I didn't have any on hand.
You just can't win, man.
I haven't been winning on this one, man. I really like the kit. I'm excited to put it together, but it is somewhat overwhelming. I have to say, it is quite the kit.
Dude, you built the E3D tool changer. Not only did you build the E3D tool changer, you got it working, which a lot of people haven't.
Yeah, that one actually was a little bit more assembled than I thought it was going to be. But I did eventually get it to work. But this one, man, it is just parts after parts. It's crazy.
Yeah, the E3D tool changer should be a lot more parts.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, well, the nice thing about E3D is they put all of the Core XY belt and pulleys and all that stuff together for you and just send it flat packed. Yeah, you didn't have to stretch the belts or anything. So
I did not know that.
The one on this, the thing that's going to take us some time on this one is I think I'm going to just have to do straight from scratch duet build. I can probably grab my config file from something else and just kind of squeeze it in there. But sometimes doing that live is not the easiest thing in the world to do.
I'm glad you brought up the duet because it's nice to know that I know in the past you played around with it. I know you struggled with it, and it's good to know that you're struggling with it because it gives me hope that, or I shouldn't say it gives me hope. It lets me know that I'm going to struggle with it already, and it's good to know that somebody who's got a bit more experience in firmwares is also
Not
It
that
just takes some getting used to.
easier to do than Marlin. It's
Yeah.
just weird. It's different.
Yeah.
'Cause you're used to Marlin.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a few there. So G code is G code, right? And you can go down what I don't know if it's like riprap firmware or whatever. But like the there's a site that gives you like this G code command works in riprap, but not in Marlin, and it compares all the different firmwares. So I've memorized so many Marlin ones. I will get stuck there. So I'll throw them in Duet or in riprap, and they don't work, and I can't figure out why. Well, that's not supported, right? Or they use another command. So.
Most of them now, and if they work in Marlin, the riprap firmware will use them. It will know or throw up an error and say replace it.
Yeah.
But I still get errors all the time, especially where I use Idea Maker, and Idea Maker has its own set of G codes that Raze uses. I can't tell you how many times I get error. We don't know what the hell that means.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed that on the
one, which is some free thing that it does.
Yeah,
Always.
I've noticed it on the tool changer a lot, but it's always like something stupid. Like we don't know what an M117 is, and all that does is like convert you from metric to standard. Like in your I mean, who cares, But yeah, it's just little things like that trip you up.
The error though.
Yeah, right.
Especially with
Mr. Mac, nice to see you.
Fucking board you did this thing on the other day. That's looking because my biggest beef with the Duet boards are that you can't just plug a cheap ass screen into them. I do not need a big ass fancy $100 screen from Duet. I want to look at it and go, yes, my heating's on temperature, my bed's on temperature, and the damn thing's moving. That's all I want the screen on the unit for.
Yep.
But yeah,
especially with the Duet interface, and their web system is way better than any of them. It really is. Even Rep here, better than what's the other Pi one that I haven't used in years now?
Print.
Whatever. All the web-based BS. It's so much. You don't need all that crap on the computer. All you need is, yes, I'm working. So with that one you showed, I believe I could put a regular 2004 screen on that. Correct?
Yeah. That board will accept it. So.
Still have the Duet interface on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But able to use a freaking $10 cheapo piece of crap screen on the actual unit.
Yeah, and honestly, that one thing right there about not supporting screens natively on the Duet board, that's originally what left the bad taste in my mouth about it. It's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of countries I don't even have a screen on, but it's like that doesn't even make any sense. But whatever.
Yeah.
But so I'm glad to see that they're getting it figured out.
The plugs are there.
Yeah.
Everything's there, and they're like, oh, it's complicated because we have to support all these screens. No, you don't. There's two. There's two everybody uses. The 2004 cheapo and the full graphics display. That's it.
That's really all you need.
Those two screens. Those are the only two screens you have to freaking back up. No, it's too complicated. It's too much work. In other words, you want to buy your $130 piece of crap screen. I mean, I should call it piece of crap. It is a nice screen. They are freaking awesome. I don't need it.
That's exactly how I felt about it. It's like, that screen is really cool, but it's not really doing anything for me.
Yeah, no.
I want a screen on the printer. I want controls on the printer. My biggest thing is I want a bailout on the printer. I want if something go wrong. I want to be able to walk over to the printer and hit a button and shut that thing down.
Yep.
Without having to turn the complete power off. I just want it to say stop. Nope. Now I got to go to my computer and open the interface or buy their $100 million screen. And that board you were showing, and I actually been looking into them. I looked into them before I bought the Duet.
Yeah.
And back then they had nice boards, but everyone was like, they were kind of smoothie wear based, and their operating system wasn't great. Now, if they're doing Marlin in the riprap firmware, anybody want to buy a Duet? Why buy it? I'll sell it to you for how much is that thing? $79. I'll sell it to you for $79.
There you go.
I'm not kidding.
Hey, I actually do have a question for you, Chris. Have you looked into that Panda Pi? Is that something that you've looked into, heard about?
Yeah, I've heard about it. I don't remember who was telling me that somebody sent me a link on it. I've looked over that a couple of times, but I never really investigated much. Have you been working with it?
No, I've been looking into it, and I haven't really found anybody else who's into it. So I don't necessarily want to start playing around in something that it's going to be me and the limited amount of support that they have in their community right now. Because I don't like to play around in things if I can't get a definite answer. I hate the try this or maybe that seems to be floating around.
Yeah,
That's why we have this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, my XSplit crashed, but I'm still here. Stupid XSplit.
Stop using the XSplit and just plug the damn thing in like normal.
I will at some point, just not right now. You just have to deal with the fact that I'm like haunting you at the
You know
moment.
what? It's actually probably better. The logo looks better than you.
I was going to say, they always told me I had a face for radio.
Yeah. No, I've looked at that
I got
shield a couple of times. And just never again, I think it's the same thing with you. I never really found anybody having luck with it or anything like that.
Yeah.
If they'd send me one or I could find somebody to send me one, I guess I'd give it a shot, but it seems like a giant undertaking.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, like I've been in printing now for 2 years, and in the 2 years I've been in printing, Marlin is all I've really ever dealt with, So I'm not like you, man. I'm not an encyclopedia of Marlin. Like I can't say like M112 and you're like, it does this. I can't do that, but I know where to go to look that up.
Right? Yeah. That's all you need.
It's like if I can't find it in a Chris Riley video, I'll just go on the Marlin page or on the Marlin GitHub and look up all the codes and figure out what's what.
There you go.
Yeah. It pisses me off is a week after I burn up my freaking 2209. Chris goes out and does a video on it like a week later. Bastard.
That's just proof that Llama needs to slow down and wait instead of rushing into things and just give Chris a chance to get caught up.
No, I mean, I've done videos on the board and not the drivers, but not the board and the drivers. Plus, I watch a lot of I want to say Tech 2C, not the other one, the Australian guy there, teaching that.
Yeah, teaching tech.
Yeah.
I love watching him, although he's a little kind of monotone.
Yeah. Thank you, Vince, for pointing out the fact that Mr. Riley has now been able to check off another one on my bucket list of people to stream with. So I got Mr. Riley in a stream. I'm in a stream with Mr. Riley now, so I can check that off the bucket list.
Hey, Chris, you got me in a stream. That's one.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing is getting Vince out of the comments and into the stream. And he's here now, so that's good. And in doing so, I managed to get Vince to come along on the journey to talking to Joel last night, and I was talking to Chris today. But I'm just saying, like,
talked to Joel before at the shows, but
yeah, but I'm saying like you came along with me on this journey.
Oh, yeah.
We talked to Joel last night in stream, and now we're talking to Chris today. So it's like it's kind of like you're my sidekick, you're my good luck charm. I just needed Vince to come along, and good things are happening.
Yeah.
Sorry, Viking, you've been replaced.
But like I say, but that's
I can live with it.
I'm on.
I was gonna say I joined the stream, but we have an actual Viking here, so I mean, you can't get better than that.
No,
Yes,
he's a Viking in practice now. He's got to learn his Viking helmet to be an actual Viking.
I missed half of that, but okay.
What's that? Actual Viking, you have to be wearing your Viking helmet.
Oh, just a sec. Just a sec.
There,
he's got this.
I have it available.
Viking helmet to be in there. There you go.
I think it's super cool.
Yeah, Llama designed it.
How long me and him went back and forth to get that thing to fit to his big ass freaking head.
I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
And my head is big too. So
I designed the headband like 12 freaking times. And I kept going, you're like, send me a picture. It's like, yeah, bigger. I'm like, no freaking way bigger.
come on, I'm a big Viking.
You are a big boy. big fucking head, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
It has to fit my 6'3" body. So
Oh, Chris, it looks like if you don't mind answering a question, it looks like local host wants to know if the web interface for the duet boards has a API to it.
Yeah, it does not. So the duet board is just kind of fire and forget. So I believe you actually send it to port 80. I don't remember what port. So like Prusa Slicer has a setting in there to select to send to duet. But I don't know exactly what port it talks on. But yeah, you're just sending blind G-code files to it. There's no protocol or API involved. You're hoping for the best. It's just storing it. It's using the web interface to store it on the SD card.
Nice. Basically, it's send and pray.
Yeah.
And then pray.
Just send and pray.
Right, exactly. And it seems to work pretty well. It's actually Duet, the boards, they have it kind of figured out using that SD card on those boards to I guess they're converting it to binary to be able to send it or something like that because it's super fast when they're not actually trying to transmit over the serial.
Yeah.
So they've kind of got it figured out.
Whoa, going the wrong way. Zooming the wrong freaking way.
don't do that.
I'm hacking up the palm tree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Getting the palm tree sliced into a file we can do in multiple colors instead of having to do, like in the case, that's cool that you want to do
she
the
did a good job considering I'm assuming she just traced the image.
yeah, because
Good.
Yeah.
That ain't easy.
Right.
I do it all the time, and it is not easy.
yeah. By the way, Chris, that was cool of you to take time out, and I know Jimmy was a big part of everybody's streams, and he's a big part of the community. So, it was cool to see just how many people he actually touched that he may not have actually realized. I mean, the dude comes into streams, hangs out, and shoots the breeze with everybody, and it may not have ever set into him, or he may never realize that he did touch on people more than just a name in a chat window,
Yeah.
and
Definitely.
it was cool to see Twitter light up with Palm Tree and some people reminiscing about Jimmy stories. That's been kind of cool. So
Yeah, that whole thing just sucks, and I haven't been on a stream since I found out or anything, but that's always rough. But I was thinking about whenever I get back to working on this thing, I was gonna tell a story about Jimmy, but we did go back and forth quite a few times. Email, he wasn't so much asking me questions, but he was always having ideas for videos. He's like, man, you should do a video on this, and so should give you this, and he's always had all these ideas.
yeah.
And so this is just the guy that Jimmy was. I'm not exactly sure how old Jimmy was. I know he was older.
60 or 65.
Yeah.
He's in his early mid 60s.
Yeah. So he told me, so he had this big long email. Of course, it was all caps, right? And so I'm banging through this email, and he's telling me about he's building a Prusa bear. I think he had like a Mark II that he sacrificed to do a bear, and he got a kit from All 3D Maker, and it wasn't the right size, and he wanted to know if I had Orlando's contact information so he could call him, because that's the guy over there at All 3D Maker. And I had talked to Orlando years ago, probably, or something. I didn't have it on hand, but he was wanting to know how I could fast track him to get support. And because he was really frustrated. And I'm like, well, I don't know a whole lot about bear frames, but let me call Warkaki. So I call Warkaki, and so what's the deal with these frames? He's like, oh no, all the frames are the same now. They used to be different sizes for a 2 versus a 3 and all that. Well, by the time I got back to Jimmy had already figured that out. But he came back and said, here's my phone number. Feel free to give me a call anytime you want to chat. Just call before 7 because I'm old and I go to sleep early.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, just throwing his phone number out there. Hey, let's just let's have a phone call, chat it up. But he was a fun guy. He was.
He definitely
yeah.
For sure.
he was different.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, it's very rare that like I said, with me being kind of like a new guy in the community and a lot of people just kind of learning who the hell I am. And, you know, it was never my intention to actually try and stand out in this community. I just wanted to be a part of it. I thought it would be cool to be a part of this group and to now have people that enjoy my company more so than that. It's like, just to run into a situation with like Jimmy, where, like I said before, you know, he was a guy that I had seen in chats for like the last probably year of kind of going through videos. And then to start talking to him a little bit more often in the chats after about the first of the year when the whole thing happened and everybody was stuck at home, and then start talking to him in chat, and then start seeing him in streams, and then talking to him on the streams, and the impact that the man made in such a short time within my life is just, it's very rare that you find somebody that can do something like that, where, you know, a serious conversation with Jimmy, it had only been maybe 2 months of talking to him, and in 2 months he's made such an impact that like Chris, I know that, you know, you're a busy guy, so I know you probably didn't have time to watch the stream the other night when Tom had let us know that you know, Jimmy had passed, but it just, like, it hit us all. It was just a wall. Like, I tried to keep the stream going, but there was no way. I mean, at that point, it hit us all so hard that, you know, and then even afterwards, I mean, we ended the stream and we sat there, and the few of us that stuck around, we kind of talked for a little bit, but then it was just like, we got to go to bed. And then I laid there in bed and I was pondering. I'm like, I got to do something. I was like, you know, the guy meant so much to so many. I got to do something. And I was like, so I messaged Tom and I said, hey, I snagged Jimmy's palm tree. I was thinking about maybe we light up Twitter with the palm tree. What do you think? And he said, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. Well, then I messaged Devin and she goes, yeah. She goes, we need to do hashtag all caps for Jimmy. And that was something that I remember Vince had said in the chat just prior, like when we were streaming, he said, you got to do all caps for Jimmy. And so it was kind of like just the culmination of all that coming together, and then seeing it go out and just seeing everybody, you know, kind of grasp it and like just take it and run with it. And it was just like, it's been palm trees for like 2 days now on Twitter, and, you know, the hashtag all caps for Jimmy. And it's just amazing to think that a guy that I didn't know, you know, physically, I never physically met Jimmy, but I didn't know, but he had such an impact on not just me, but to see all the other people that he touched along the way. It's just amazing.
Viking knew him long before I did. I mean,
Yeah.
we knew him from the chat, but Viking was talking to him long before he started hanging out in my stream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were mailing back and forth. And always talking on chat and streams. So,
Yeah. Well,
he was a great guy.
I never talked to his wife. You had his wife's contact. I got all that from you. I mean,
Yeah, she contacted me the previous time he was admitted to hospital. Jimmy wanted us to know that he was there.
Yeah.
So, and I've been mailing back and forth with her.
I haven't heard back
both times.
from her in the last couple of days.
No, I haven't turned it in anything else now.
I sent her an email, but I was like, you know, I know
Yeah.
it gets. I'm not gonna like let her email a couple people who are like, oh, let me have her email. We want to say. I'm like, no. That whole well wishing thing is all very nice and everything, but it, you know, I just went through it with my father. It's way overwhelming when it gets. It just no.
Yeah.
When, you know, I sent her a nice email saying, let us know when everything's settled. You know, funeral date, all that stuff, and I'll put it out there. But I'm not going to get people out your email because.
Yeah, no.
I emailed her too, told her to reach out if she needed to talk or anything. So
yeah, I did. Yeah.
But
she's gonna have to clear out. You know, I don't know how they were financially. I just don't want to clear out all the printers and having some schmuck come in and go, oh, it's all $500. You know.
No.
Yeah.
He's got easily $5-10 grand worth of equipment there.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So we'll have to again talk to those people in the community and see about somebody down in the Fort Myers area going down there maybe and helping her out with everything so she's not being taken advantage of.
Yep.
Josh already pretty much volunteered. I've been talking to him, and he's not that only like 40 minutes, half hour away from her.
That's good. Yeah, like I said, I mean,
And he's more
we-
than he'd grab Fun King or Walter or anyone else. I think there's a couple other people actually down there that we don't normally talk to, but that he knows
yeah,
that's in that area. So it's not.
yeah, they can go help her out, and
I'm not going to hit her up anymore.
Yeah, well, just talking about this instance and what happens. I mean, we've lost a few of our members over the years, but I don't know how you guys treat this hobby, but it's a huge part of my life, obviously, right? It's like I spend hours and hours and hours a day, every day, 7 days a week for years now doing this stuff and talking to the community members and answering comments and emails and all this. Well, you guys become like my coworkers. So like, you know, how you interact with your wife with, you know, you remember that guy I was telling you about at work, he did this and that. Well, I do the same thing with the community people.
Yeah.
And I told my wife the other day that Jimmy had died, and she said, "Oh, that's too bad." And I'm like, I know you don't know the name 3D Jimmy. I talk to hundreds of people a day. I was like, but do you remember that time I told you this guy's sending me emails in all caps and I don't know why? That was Jimmy. And she's like, oh yeah, I remember that. So so it's like it's not just, you know, it really has nothing to do with YouTube. That's just the vehicle, right?
yeah.
So it's really weird to be. I've never really been a part of something this large that was this small, if that makes any sense. And there's just a lot of camaraderie. I mean, it's just, it doesn't really make a difference who's who. Just everybody's willing to help, and that's the cool part about all of this. So.
Yeah, the community is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it once and I'll say it again. This is a community I'm actually proud to be a part of. I'm excited, and again, I was happy being a little fish in a big pond and just being like a guy who pops into chat every now and then and saying something. And it seems to have evolved, and I've become more invested in this community. You know, it's like I enjoy this. I enjoy hanging out with you, like all you guys, and Murph going forward, when I finally get a chance to go, is going to be way better now than it would have been had I been able to go before all this garbage had started. Because going into it, I didn't really, I mean, I knew who everybody was, and I was going to go there more as like a fanboy, like going through like, hey, I know you, and hey, I know you. And like now, if I go, a lot of you guys know who I am. So now it's not going to be one of those situations where I'm going to come up to, like, if I see you, Chris, at the event, I'll walk up to you and be like, hey, Chris, how you doing? You're gonna be like, hey, Dan, right? I'm like, yeah. And we can kind of shoot the shit a little bit, and it's not going to be that awkward, like, yep, just another guy, you know, I mean, like, you see so many people, and I get that, but it's nice when you can kind of give it that personal connection, because there are a lot of people who just watch your videos just to watch your videos. They don't really interact with you. I mean, they'll send you comments like, hey, great video, you know, way to go, thanks for the info, stuff like that. And that's really all the conversation ever is. Then you've got the guys who are pretty strong in the comments during your live streams, and those are the ones that you tend to know a little bit more. And then there's people that you interact with a little more frequently that become more of like your closer knit group, that you're like, hey, when you see them at events or you talk to them or they're out doing something, you're like, hey, how you doing? How you been? What's going on? You know? And it's weird that I went from being all the way down at the bottom, just the guy that would like watch your videos and be like, hey, that's Chris. This is cool. He's got information. It's important. I can use this knowledge, you know, to the guy who was in the streams every now and then, just like, hey, Chris, what's going on? And you're like, hey, Dan, you know, and then, you know, you go back to doing your thing. And then like now, you know, occasionally I pop in the streams. You're like, hey, Dan, what's going on? How's life? You know, it's like you see my name a little bit more, so you know who I am. And like, now we're interacting even more. So, you know, it's cool to see the evolution of this and know that next year is going to be even better than this year would have been. So as much as this year sucks, things have just gone off the rails completely. There is a positive side. I found a positive in all of this negative for me going forward. So
we got to ducks or the freaking gator bears or something coming next.
Yeah, it went from murder hornets to gator bears.
Murder hornets already left, man. They were like, holy crap! All these people rioting and looting. We're out of here.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Pretty soon they're going to release the gator bears in the city streets and solve that problem.
Yeah, no, it's a very organic thing. Getting into it at the beginning, and then it just goes and goes and goes.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. It's really unique, but that's one thing I don't like. The only thing I don't like about going to Murph and Earth is because people like to stop by and go, "Hey, man, I really like your videos," and then walk on. And I feel, and I can't get to everybody, unfortunately, but I feel like hey, stop, tell me your name.
yeah, exactly.
Give me 5 facts or something so we can actually interact a little bit. I'm super glad you like the videos. That's the only reason why I make them. But I feel like I really want to actually talk to you as a person. Not just some guy on YouTube doing whatever.
Yeah, you have a very inquisitive nature about you. You're like, I meet somebody new, great, shake my hand, tell me you like what I did, but now let's make this a little more personal. I don't want to just be the guy that you walk up to, you shake my hand, and you feel like you have to walk away now. Like,
right.
Yeah, and that's cool. And like I said, I mean, when I first got into the whole 3D printing thing, it started as, and of course my camera freezes. XSplit, you're pissing me off. But
Done with it. The only one that I've seen.
OBS.
There you go. Ready? Let's see. Does that work? Look. There you go. You're right back.
He's the only one. You realize OBS and XSplit are basically the same thing. They're like the same company, right?
If you say so.
XSplit is a light version of OBS, from what I understand. I don't know.
OBS is open source, and XSplit is a paid program.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you paid for OBS.
OBS. XSplit has a free version that you can use, and I'm actually paying for the base version, which is like $5 a month. And obviously, you would think that the computer I'm running, it would be able to run it halfway decent without it crashing, but apparently, it doesn't like that, and it just wants to keep crashing. So,
Call your tech guy.
yeah, I know I should. Oh wait, that's me. Damn it.
The freaking one you use now ain't so goddamn good at it.
Yeah, I hate being the tech guy. Like I said, if I could hang out on YouTube and talk about 3D printing all day, and I could make double what I'm making now, I would do my job tomorrow. But I can't do that. I don't want to do that, because once your hobby becomes a job, as Chris, I'm sure you actually are kind of one of those rare guys where I think that for the most part, this is still fun for you. It's become a job, it's become work, but at the same time, you've still managed to keep it fun for you, keep it exciting for you. You're not stuck in that rut. Like, not to go back and forth or to do the deep dive, but we've all been seeing what was going on with Tim at TH3D with his back and forth. And last night he came on and we did Devin, Vince, and I, and Viking, were you there for a little bit too, right? Were you when Tim was on?
I watched it. I did.
Yeah, you were watching, and Tim came on and he said, and I told him, because a little while back on one of our hockey teams, we went, like, it was right after Tim did the MOSFET thing, and he said all that stuff went off, and basically we, like, the group of us were sitting there talking like we are now, and I said, I was like, the guy needs to take a break. I mean, I used a lot more colorful language. I know that that's not really your forte, so I'm trying to be a good boy. but I said he needs to take a break. He needs to step away from the business. He needs to hand it over to one of his employees he trusts, and him and his wife need to just take a vacation. They need to go find out why they fell in love, re-experience, explore one another, figure it all out again, and then come back and slowly kind of come back into the business, not just jump head in thinking we've been gone for a week, we're ready to go, let's do this, because you'll fall right back in that rut. And I knew that my thing was like Chris, if I saw you going down that same rabbit hole, the problem is I wouldn't really know how to bring this to your attention, to talk to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I saw that stream as a vehicle, a way to get that information out there, knowing that because the circle is the way it is, that information would get back to him. He'd see it, and I was hoping that he would take that information, the stuff that we were saying, and see it as we meant it, not as an attack. You know, we were saying these things hoping he would see it and say, light bulb, I need to slow down, I need to back up, I need to rethink some things. Let's do some, you know, evaluation. And then he came out, you know, the other day and said he's stepping away from all the social media stuff, and he's just going to be focused more on, like, he's taking a week to himself. He's still going to be around, but he's not going to be involved in the company at all. He's not going over to the shop. He's staying at the house doing his thing. And you know, he said he's going to do the things that he finds fun and exciting. You know, he's getting back into like retro PCs and stuff like that, and he's just going to kind of do what makes him happy, have some fun. And you know, and then after a week, he's coming back to sit more on the back end, do the R&D, and basically he said he's still going to do like the video, the how-tos, the tutorials and stuff like that for the company. And I mean, you could tell that the guy was actually having fun last night on our stream. And I said, Tim, I go, the biggest thing for you last night was the fact that you're not on your own stream. You're not being hit by those same people that see you day in and day out. And once you stream, they jump right in to start asking you 1,000,001 questions. You're on somebody else's stream. You didn't tell anybody you were coming. You just popped in. A lot of people that are in that circle that watch you are waiting so that they can get on and they can start doing that question. Over here, only few people know who the hell I am. Only few people watch my channel. So only a few of those people are going to see you. And those people that are there, for the most part, are just here to watch, hang out, and have fun and just kind of see what unfolds. We're not, for the most part, it's not tech support. You know what I mean? I mean, every now and then we'll talk about something and we'll kind of help somebody troubleshoot something. But for the most part, this is what we do. We just sit around and we shoot the breeze and just have fun. I mean, cut loose from the everyday. And he came in and did that. And by the end of it, I mean, he looked like the Tim I remember seeing back in the beginning. I mean,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
He was happy. He was laughing.
Happy, smiling, having a good time. He wasn't, you know, because like even in some of his streams, I know, Chris, you've occasionally, I'm sure, popped into. I know, I think I've seen you in a couple of streams pop in. Hey guys, what's up? And then you kind of sit in the background and just watching those and seeing him. And it was like, it was good to see him. It's good to hear, because like I said, I'm in this community for the community. I love all you guys. You guys are all awesome. I want to hang out with all you guys, talk to you guys, know you guys. But I don't want to be that creepy guy that's like, hey, Chris, I'm in your neighborhood. Let me stop by. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy. It's just awesome that, you know, Llama, when I come visit you, I am going to be the annoying house guest. I am going to annoy the shit out of you, buddy. I'm going to be knocking on your door.
Lock the door outside. You won't be able to get out.
I'm going to look at you. I'm going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to come downstairs and be like, where's the coffee, Llama? You told me this was a bed and breakfast. Where's my coffee? Where's my eggs?
Hey, coffee around here, self-serve. Make your own damn coffee. I'll show you how to do it once.
Yeah, I mean, you know, along those lines, I have struggled with that kind of thing, you know, being on YouTube, just making content, you know, not wanting to do it anymore. Just, you know, just this is too much, you know, and that's why, in fact, that's exactly why I lost Fun in the Country Basement, is because I could not take on one more thing. And that was just the thing. That was a set time. So it was really hard for me to be fluid and make content whenever I needed to, when I just, even with just that 2-hour window, that I needed to have things cleaned up and be on stream, right?
Yeah.
So things just like that. So I've had to make decisions. I'm in a really good place right now, but I can't imagine what it would be like if this was my livelihood. And that's where I'm fortunate. I still always have it in the back of my mind. I could quit today. I could stop making videos, you know, do whatever I want, and it wouldn't matter, you know. But but like in Tim's situation, if that's what fed my family, it might be a little more difficult. So
yeah, exactly. And that's why, to be honest with you, man, I will never turn my hobby into my job, just because I want that one thing I can enjoy. Like, tech used to be a thing that I enjoyed. I used to love IT. I used to love tech. I used to love computers, networking, all that stuff. Then I started getting paid to do it. And I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I don't want to be in it anymore. I don't want to do it. I'm sitting at home today instead of at work because I don't want to be at work. So I just didn't go to work. It's not that I'm in a situation where I think I'm invincible. I know that they could tell me today that, hey, we don't want you. We're going to keep your assistant, and you're out. He's going to step up, and they very well could do that. And that I mean, I work for a school, so and sadly, I'm in the admin level, so I don't have the cloak or the blanket of the union there to kind of protect me. But what I do have is I have a school with a large portion of the staff that love me. They have nothing bad to say. There are a few staff members, and we've all worked at places where no matter how hard you try, you just can't make that one employee or that handful of employees happy no matter how hard you try. We've all been there.
Yeah.
So I just quit trying with them. I don't even bother. But the ones that I know care, the ones I know that actually enjoy me being there, you're damn right I go above and beyond for them. I make sure, like, if they email me, hey, I can't get this to work, can you come down and take a look? And then I run down there real quick and I'll take a look. Or hell, yesterday the head of our special ed department, she was coming to my office, and I just happened to be coming down the hall behind her, and I said, he's not in there. And she like starts laughing and turns around and she goes, hey, I was coming to ask you, and she was having a problem with her Google sync wasn't working. And she's like, I was like, yeah, let's go. Come on. So I just started walking right down the hall towards her office. She goes, no, you don't have to do it now if you're in the middle of something. I said, Jody, let's go. And down the hall we went. I went in, I took care of that for her. And, she's never had a bad thing to say about me. And I always take care of her. You know what I mean? Like the staff members that I have good rapport with, I take care of them. The ones who've tried to cause me problems at work, I'll get to you when I get to you. If it's an emergency, yeah, I'll get there. I mean, if you're in the middle of a class and your projector goes out, yeah, I'll be there. You know what I mean? But if you're just going to tell me that you're having a problem getting into your Gmail, well, guess what? Ain't nothing important been sent out in email in the last 5 minutes. I'll send in a ticket to Google. I'll get back to you when they get back to me. So
you never know. You could have been canceling that assassin he ordered for you.
Hey, you know what? I'm still here, so apparently whatever happened, John Wick hasn't come knocking at my door yet. I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to jump off, guys, but I hear the dog barking, so that might be my part.
All right, sir. Well, thanks for hanging out with us.
Parts.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. See you, Chris.
We'll talk to y'all later.
Later.
Bye.
And then there were 4.
It was.
Yeah. And now back to what I said before, and I'll say it again. I love this community. It's awesome when stuff like that happens. I mean, I enjoy hanging out with you, Viking, and Vince and Llama. I guess it's your stream, so I have to be nice to you right now, or you can just.
Yeah. But it's much better when Chris and Joel pops up than hanging out with us.
No offense, Llama, as he's getting ready to kick me off.
Yeah. Track bowling.
Yep. But no, I mean it's cool that people like that who are more established in the community, are more well known.
Yeah.
When they come in and hang out and talk to you, and you don't really get that anywhere else, Ben, my channel, just look up DB3D Dan.
Why is it not?
Yeah, just look up DB3D Dan, you'll find me.
Something's up.
That's right, Llama. I'm shilling on your channel, man. I'm pushing my own shit. I'm stealing all your guys there, Llama. They're going to be coming over to my stream here as soon as you're done.
They're welcome up and up my channel too.
Yeah. You got to find. You can find. Viking there. He's just right over there at 3D Print Viking. You'll know him. You'll see that lovely little Viking head. And then you can find Medic Vince too. You can go find him. He's been known to put out videos occasionally, and from the way it sounds, he's going to get motivated here soon and start putting out some more, right, Vince? Right?
I have no content yet. I keep wanting to.
Well, that's what he's going to do. See?
I just never hit that record button.
Yeah, you're thinking about it a lot.
So this is how it works.
Yeah. I was like,
hey, Robert.
I was like making a quick little video or something, like showing off my phone how it can make the 3D model, and then I can turn around and print it just by scanning somebody.
Yeah.
Yep. That was actually pretty awesome. Did you see that, Tom? Llama?
Yes.
Tom Llama, not Tom Viking.
Just call me Viking. It's easy.
There's too many damn Toms in here. Yeah, it's Viking and Llama.
But actually, I think the best way to show it is to
show the picture and then show the scan.
Yeah.
for shoulder print. Yeah. But he took his Note 10 with the
So it's got a what they call a time of flight sensor, so you can walk around and just create a quick scan, a 3D model. And then I took the OBJ file, and I was able to just take that and
Robbie Mack.
turn it off.
You are behind on the times there, buddy. Go to brokenrecordboreo.com. Thank you very much.
Or 3D Print Viking. I'm a digital marketer and a web designer, so yes, I have a website.
Yeah, he has a real website.
Yeah.
Robbie Mack. Where's your twin brother?
We don't have any.
Oh yeah, I know. Mom's bringing it home. Relax.
What am I supposed to use?
Oh my god, I heard that.
I had a website for 3D Print Viking for at least a year.
Yeah, I've got Broken Record Boreo because you guys tell me I say the same shit over and over and over again like a broken record. So
You do. There's no question about that. That's freaking hard.
you know, Llama, that's what you guys tell me. You guys tell me I just repeat myself a lot and I keep saying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. I should have Silent Viking or something.
Yeah.
SilentViking.com.
The Quiet Viking.
Yeah, Quiet Viking, yeah.
You're like, is it like the quietviking.com or the silentviking.com? Yeah, that's what you need to. If it doesn't exist, you need to make it exist. And
Yeah,
then
maybe.
just a picture of you. Like it just needs to be screenshots of you in every stream just sitting there while everybody else is talking and you're just like this.
Yeah. I don't like to talk over people, so that's not how it is.
For some reason, I don't know if Devin did it, if she's still here, but the trunk of that palm tree is not flat. It's got an arc to it. And I don't know if I did it in, I couldn't have. Thinking I might have screwed it up when I brought it into Tinkercad and cut it, but all I did was slice the end of it off.
However, I've got some Jesse. I got some Jesse Tree Brown, and I've got some the Jesse the glitter the glitter green or the green slime glitter. So I should probably do that and do a color change for the palms.
I think I can have those colors too. So
Now, what I didn't notice
2 rolls.
until I sliced it, but on the Prusa slicer, it actually, if you set up the little color change commands in it, it actually tells you your print time based on which colors. So color 1 will take 1 hour and 23, color 2 will only take 47 minutes for a total of 2 hours and 10 minutes. Like, oh, that's cool. So I like how it separates and tells you your color changes, how long they'll take.
Ben is letting you know, Vince, that you have another sub and no content.
But lots of ideals.
Yes, he is like he's the idea man. He is a muse.
I am. I've always been the ideal person who just comes up with an idea. So I always say that I'll say it today, 6 months later, you'll see someone else putting it out there.
Yeah. Well, I guess it did happen. I guess that he wasn't lying. I was getting there, but yeah, I guess he wasn't lying because Paul, Polymate Paul, said that there's a good chance that today would be the day that I would surpass him on YouTube. And I said, no, I don't think so. And he goes, yeah, I think he said he has 21. And he goes, I think you'll do it today. And I think I'm at 21 now. So let me,
yay!
let me go look real quick.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe I can make a quick video on replacing the heatsink cooling fan for my Ender 3 Pro because it's making a racket, and I happen to have some extra 24-volt fans.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, I should have also done it. I should have also done a video when I put the Big Tree E3 dip board in it with the 2209s.
Yeah.
I could have done a video of, hey, what's in a box? It's a bunch of parts, and ta-da! I have a fully assembled printer that works.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time too. I was thinking about making a video for the Toothbridge Sapphire and the Anycubic Delta, and all the upgrades I've done for all my printers. Hasn't happened yet, but Yeah,
It's the hurry up and wait. Like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Oh
Yeah.
wait, I already did the upgrades, so
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get the next one. I'll get the next one.
Well, it's like I told Tim. It's like back on his Black Friday sale, I had bought upgrades for the CR10S Pro. Bought magnetic flex plate. I bought the LCD upgrade kit. Some his little high tip tubing and stuff. Well, just end of last week and stuff, I finally put the LCD upgrade on. And I put the high
That
tip
could have been a
tube on.
video. That could have been a video.
And I did it, and it's like, yeah, I didn't even think about it. And afterwards, I'm like, well, there was another ideal.
This guy right here got printed just because of that. So now I have to get the tripod, and then I'm going to actually start doing actual videos. That's to hold the cell phone because my cheap ass can't afford some big fancy camera, so I'm just using the cell phone.
yeah. I actually have a decent camera, but I still use my cell phone for the Chimera unboxing. So,
I like that. Local
Yeah.
host says, "Do it, make videos," and then David chimes in with, "Take your time, just hurry up."
Hey, you can use your phones and your iPads and stuff. That's what I mean. Look at Chep's photos. He does all of his on his iPad.
yeah.
Oh,
The cameras in most new phones now are decent.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I mean, you can shoot.
mine.
You can shoot.
I should
You know,
4K.
Yeah, as I say, you can shoot 4K and you can shoot 60 frames on a cell phone anymore.
Mhm.
You can't shoot long periods of video due to time constraints with size of the video, but at least you can get a 15, 20-minute video out there or do it in clips, you know. So you film like 15, 20 minutes, offload, do another 15, 20 minutes kind of a thing, and then slice it all together.
Yeah.
oh boy, another happy day in paradise. I finally got the trunk to print. Printing a Snow Labs color I cannot say purple trunk.
Amethyst.
Amethyst, yeah.
English it better than I can.
So I'm gonna attempt this again now. I was trying to do this earlier, and I'm gonna
Bleh, bleh. Color I
Amethyst.
can't say. Not pronounceable.
amethyst. My average viewing duration on my my marathon video there yesterday was 31 minutes 40 seconds. So the average viewer was watching for half an hour on like 6 hours of content. They watched a half an hour at a time. Now, the crazy part was people were leaving and coming back.
Yeah, it streamed long enough for them to be able to come back.
Yeah, it's like I'm just honestly, like if it ever gets to that point, I shouldn't say if, but when it gets to that point and I've got my garage done, my hope is to just let it run. You know what I mean? Like I'll have the stream up, let it run, do its thing, and you guys come hang out, shoot the shit if somebody else is streaming. You can either watch me watch somebody else, or you can just go watch them.
Yeah.
I'm pulling a Llama right now because I'm doing what Llama does when he gets talking. See,
Dude, you talk more than I do, and that's freaking hard to do. I am a babbler, and you got me freaking beat.
yeah,
You
I
can-
certainly do,
Yeah.
sir.
So you definitely have me beats, both of you.
Yeah, the only one who's giving you a run for your money right now, there, Viking, is Vince.
Yeah.
Who most of the time goes through without saying too many words.
They keep
Yeah.
quiet when me and you babble.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
yeah, we have to throw short words in to get a word in.
Speaking of that, let's make Viking actually say more than one sentence. When are you getting your damn parts for your printer, dude?
I don't know.
Well, that's it.
No. I'm continuing. One part is at the post office now. That I know, but most of the parts from LDO, I don't know. It was estimated 2 or 3 weeks from when the was shipped, but I don't think it's shipped yet. So I have to ask Jason about that. And The Flex 3 drive should be here maybe tomorrow or possibly next week. And I'm not sure when the Nova will show up. It should have been sent a while ago, but it hasn't arrived yet. But possibly in a week or so.
All your frame.
What?
The LDO stuff's all your frame, right?
Yeah, yeah. Some electrical, some framing. The highest, the 800 millimeters corners. I have the most of the extrusion already, but I wanted it a bit taller to achieve 600 millimeters C. So I should be able to reach at least that now. What are other parts?
You gotta actually point it out the window if you want a Jimmy impersonation. It's gotta be out of focus and point out the window or up at the fan.
Yeah.
Ceiling fan going around.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can do this. I gotta figure out how to make it blurry though. That's gonna be the problem.
Jimmy, right there. There you go. Out of
Yeah.
focus.
There you go.
That's pretty close. There you
That
go.
works. There we go.
Think flurry.
Yeah, there you go.
I gotta do this though. I gotta see if I can make this fit right about.
Or out the window. One or the other.
I was trying to just cover up the window with the thing, so everybody's like, "What's that?" Be like, "It's the view out the window."
Yeah.
There we go. Just
It
make
is
you guys.
Like XSplit and OBS is you can do that with the windows.
No, what
Yeah.
then what you do is like when it's around Halloween time, you just need to get a friend. So while you're on the stream, you just get like a costume and they just periodically just walk outside and just walk by
Let them
Just-
lurk
just-
around
just
outside
get-
the window.
and see how long it takes for somebody to realize what was that?
Actually, get him to carry a big machete.
You put it on like an HO track and it keeps going by.
Yeah. Hey, on a side note, if anybody wanted to come move to the fine state of Illinois, that house that I'm currently vaguely showing off in the distance right there, it's currently empty. So you could probably come be my neighbor.
How much is it?
No, he
You
didn't
know-
say anything about buying. He said just come and stay there
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
they sell it.
Yeah. Mike, if you get bored, again, DB3D Dan, come on over when you see, like, come on over, subscribe, and then when you're ready, you can come watch the streams if you decide to, and you come hang out. Because Mike, you're one of those guys I think I would have fun hanging out with you in a stream. Just
Yeah.
it
Mike is
just
fun.
seems like it would be fun because I don't know that we've actually hung out and streamed together at anything. We may have, but yeah. Local host, yeah, you are also here in Illinois. You are not that far away. You're what, like a 2-hour drive if I remember. Aren't you up by the burbs? But yeah, like Ben says, just become a squatter, Viking. Come hang out here in the States. Go just squat in the house. Actually, there are people who are in and out of the house. The guy who owns the house it's actually split. There's like a 2-bedroom apartment upstairs, and then there's like a 2-bedroom downstairs. Hey, I'll try and make sure that there's a Wi-Fi access available to you. Okay, I'll try and hook you up with some Wi-Fi. And then okay, McHenry.
Is fiber internet available?
No.
Then I don't want to live there.
No. We have gigabit. We have gigabit over cable though.
Yeah, but what's the upload on that?
Subliminal suggestions. Get a coffee.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a coffee. Don't worry. But no, Viking. I was gonna say we get gigabit over. We can get gigabit over cable here, over copper line. So
Yeah.
we're
What-
actually
The upload speed on.
it's gig down and is it 200 or 500 up or something like that?
Okay.
Which
That's
for-
decent.
for-
then.
Yeah, I was gonna say for you would be good enough. I mean, it's just you streaming when you do stuff or when you're doing things. You'll be fine.
Yeah. I have 200. No, 250 both ways now.
Yeah. See, and I'm actually I've already talked to the wife. Come payday, I'm just gonna call the cable company and we're gonna get the ball rolling that because I miss having gigabit and being able to stream at like the 720 60 frames, and you guys being able to see the zit as it's starting to form on my chin, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I honestly, this internet is so damn flaky. It drops out constantly. You guys know that. It's irritating.
It is. I would be.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's the internet. I think
Crazy.
it's that IT
Hey,
guy. You need to fire
Llama.
that IT guy fired.
Llama, I'm gonna throw the StreamYards link in the chat because Jerry wants to come hang out with us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Get Mr. 3D printing and painting in here to hang out.
You know me, I don't really give a crap.
No, but you got to let him in. I can't do that.
Yeah, it'll be-
But
StreamYard really needs to
they
get
need to
the
do like
option.
they need to do like a team.
Other admins. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to do the team like a Teams thing where like you can set it up and have like you invite a certain group of people, because then ultimately for like all of us, you know, it would be cool. Because morning, Jerry.
Hey guys.
Well, afternoon now. Sorry. But for all of us that are like in this little group, we could just have like one collective, and then like when we go live, you just log in, you just select your channel from the group, and then tell it to go live. And if like Llama joins in and he decides he wants it on his stream too, he can just pop in. We can hit, you know, go live on his channel, and then it's live on like my channel and Tom's channel, and then like it's live on Viking's channel, and then as we're streaming, that'd be kind of a cool feature if they could get that set up so we could do something like that where
you're not a tech.
Yeah, I should just make it myself, and we'll call it Dan Yards.
You know, I was just watching, you know, randomly watching YouTube crap, because a lot of times I'll leave it running and, you know, it auto plays the next one kind of thing. And there was a Mac streaming app thing, and you know, they had a couple of 3 different ones, and the OBS and not XSplit, because XSplit's Windows only, but you know, there's a new that came out in September, very much like StreamYards, and I was, you know, kind of sparked up because they did StreamYards. They go, here's another one that just came up very much like StreamYards, but I'll let you do this, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what? So I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to go back and look, but
yeah, because I was going to say,
Hey, David.
And it does a lot more than StreamYards for the same, and it does 1080p.
Yeah, that's a good feature.
Which I don't care about.
I mean,
I'm sorry, for 720 is plenty.
Not for me. I tried to do a test stream with a buddy of mine, gaming Diablo 3, and the quality was so friggin' bad that it wasn't streamable.
No,
So,
and that's where like Twitch for like instance, that's just kind of where it's kind of getting it. And Mike, they do have a small income that comes in, but it's not enough. There's not enough people paying for StreamYards. Like again, I paid for a month of it. We'll see how that goes. I may stay on it. I may just go back to the freebie version. I don't know. We'll see. It's just
a lot paid for. You're making money.
Llama's usually
the paid
streaming
version.
before I wake up, so I usually don't catch Llama live very often.
yeah, he's kind of doing it late here.
I was at work morning because now it's pouring again, and I knew the weather was coming, so I had to do all my yard work before the rain showed. There it is. Now I got to find the end. I'm asking being tucked in there. Where are you? Now I'm probably going the wrong freaking way. Screwing it all up. Where is it? Come on, old blind man. Find the end of the damn filament.
No, I didn't say that they're not making money. They're not making enough money. That's what I was meaning there, Mike. I apologize. Yeah, they're not making enough money.
You'd be surprised.
Well, if they were making enough money, then I think 1080 would be an option, and they'd be looking into like a Teams view, like we were talking about. You know?
Yeah, they have been talking about
the server setup. I mean, come on, you're an IT guy. The amount of server volume they'd have to use to go from 1080 like quadruples.
Yeah. You it's not a doubling. It's a much larger number. It's like you gotta look at least 2/3, like half to 2/3, just to.
The It's also the crunching of it, because if everyone's broadcasting at 1080,
Mhm.
but they got to crunch it all down to, or for Windows down to 1080, it becomes
Yeah.
a crunching process too.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah.
more and more.
Companies that should really look into doing something like this are companies like Netflix, who are offering a 4K streaming service. They should be looking at this as kind of like a side gig for them, because they've already got the infrastructure, they've already got the bandwidth, they've already got all these things in place. For them, it's just a matter of going from a set content that's being stored on a server to being a live content that's being brought in and then rebroadcast across their network. So it's just a matter of taking a not physical, shall we say, but like a physical movie that's residing on their servers and just bringing in the data stream and then just reprocessing it back out across multiple connections. And they've already got infrastructure in place. They've already got this. They already do this. It's just a matter of getting the upload bandwidth in place to do that, because again, like you were saying, Llama, they've got one 1080 stream coming in and then they're rebroadcasting it out across several 1080 streams going out.
Well, it's several coming in and one going out.
Well,
Although,
it's
several going out if they're doing multiple, like I am. Like I'm broadcasting on Twitch at the same time.
well, but I'm saying is there's multiple people connecting to that stream, which means you're connecting back to the StreamYards. Like StreamYard's server is pushing out to YouTube, and then YouTube is then again rebroadcasting it out. So realistically, yeah, it's one in, two out. Like they're bringing in your one stream or your one feed. They're connecting all of our cameras into this one. So you're talking right now, we've got 5 what could ultimately be 1080p streams being pulled in, processed, and then pushed out to 2 what could be 1080 streams to 2 different services, at which point those services then push them out to the masses.
Yeah.
So really, it's just a matter for them of making sure they have the ability to do 1080 to 2 different streams and then pull in 5 1080 streams in this case, or with their max of 6 1080 streams in. So they've already got part of that. Like I said, they've already got part of that infrastructure in place. It's just figuring out a way to make it go both ways. Yeah. And that, you're right, Mike. That is where the bottleneck is going to be, is where you've got all of this being pumped in and then having to be pushed back out across, your 2 networks. Where the content coming in becomes the bottleneck more than the content going out.
Hey, Chris G. How you doing?
Chris G, nice to see you.
Hey, Chris.
All right. Let's see if we can get this done in the next 20 minutes or however long it's going to take.
I don't know. I know what I'm going to do while we're sitting here waiting, though. I'm gonna flash the firmware on this other camera real quick. Oh, I gotta take this one for a second, fellas, just so I can get the SD card out of it.
Holy crap.
I got 2 micro SD cards coming in the mail tomorrow, and I just got a couple cables in the mail today for my ice cream.
You're going to reflash it, or you're going to try and do like Dan does and use OSB or hold stream?
Whatever the hell I'm doing.
Reflash and put it on my Hypercube. Take the C270 off.
So you're going to flash it and make it a regular.
Yes.
You're going to flash it through the webcam?
Yeah, I watched that video you sent me.
Yeah, it's not super difficult. It's just the patience, the ability to, I guess.
It's fucking easy. If I can, it's freaking easy.
Yeah, I'm not. I this is one of those times where I'm going to agree with Llama. If he can do it, you can do it.
I can fix anything other than the transmission. I can build a house, fix anything. I'm good at electronics. I'm good at everything. No, I'm not an expert at nothing, but pretty good at everything.
Yeah, jack of all, master of none.
A few trainees in my day too, unfortunately.
And this is what you do when you don't have a USB-A to USB-A cable. You just take you take the 2, you cut them. Let me get this over. There we go. It was right there. There we go. Okay.
I may have had some around in a box somewhere, but I love ordering stuff off Amazon, so I just went and ordered a couple.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you.
I did too. I have some anyways. I got a whole rack of freaking USB cables over there, plus a box out in the garage I got to get rid of.
Yeah, it's real good. Thanks.
Yeah, I've got some of those double cables that came with some external hard drives.
My knees hurt. Wah. Wah.
Hey Vince, you realize that anytime you can just, if Llama keeps pissing you off, just leave. That's one less guy on his stream. That's less content for him.
Would I irritate somebody?
No, I was being a smart ass.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, the wife came to say hi, huh?
Hi.
We got one less.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
You froze, Dan. You're
I
still
know.
frozen.
It's just that awesome smile. Look at that beautiful smile. Oh, StreamYards, how much? Or yeah, not StreamYards. Oh, XSplit, how much you can kiss my ass sometimes.
You ever notice that the guy whose job full time is doing tech stuff is the one that can never get the tech stuff to work?
Just like the mechanic is always the guy who drives the worst car, or the
my
construction workers always has got the house that's always in repair. Yeah,
I got trim all over this house.
Dan, have you tried OBS?
Well, once I can figure out how to get OBS to pull in the RSTP feed,
Shoot.
I will.
Okay. Well,
I know that it can be done. I just
you're crashing is because you're trying to go in and out over your network, and it's too much.
I don't care. I'll make it happen.
I don't care.
Exactly. Famous last words. I don't care.
Yeah, I use that for.
Dan, make it work. He will not.
I guess that's RTSP.
Hello, Mr. Buttram. How you doing?
Yeah. Hey, the Buttram is back.
Yeah,
Or the
Buttram.
Buttram was. Or the yep.
Yeah, did this much, Mr. Buttram.
Mr.
I mean,
Buttram, we missed you. Hold on. Hey Buttrion, what's the capital of Bangkok? Oh wait, I guess capital of Thailand is Bangkok.
Capital of Bangkok is Bangkok. Even I know that.
Bangkok is the capital of itself.
Half-hour bike ride. Okay. You take my dog for a walk.
Oh, bike ride. You got on a bike and exercise?
Could have been a stationary bike.
What is the world coming to where Mr. Buttram is exercising? It must be the end of the world. Thailand.
Yep, stationary bike.
Well, that's like Mr. Vines. Whenever he pops on, he's usually on the elliptical. It's like, Brian, come join stream. I can't. I'm on the elliptical.
Jump tub. I don't care. No tub broadcasting. That is where I will boot you. Broadcasting. I see that on my streams. I will boot you. I just not because I care about the. I just don't want to see it.
I don't have a tub. I have a shower though.
No showers. No.
No shower scenes. All right, the same.
Women in here if they videotape you showering. Might get one or two in there. Okay, heat up, bitch. Heat it up. I'm using all Snow Labs. I use Snow Labs, the color that cannot be pronounced. And
Amethyst.
no, like I said,
Amnesty?
not pronounced.
Hey,
Stuff.
What's that green liquor? What's the name of that green liquor that everybody likes to drink that you see the ferry? What the hell is that called?
What? Green liquor.
I have that.
Viking knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's that you're supposed to pour it over
absinthe.
Absinthe.
Yeah.
I can say. Absinthe I can say. And I'm using Snow Lab transparent green for the all you want, Mr. Buttram. That doesn't mean I can still say it. I just can't say it. My tongue goes around circles and goes, no.
Hi, Lester. Nice to see you lurking there.
Hey, Lester.
What's up, Lester?
I'm gonna go ahead and actually, so I don't kill my, hopefully don't kill my stream as quick. I'm gonna make this camera disappear for right now, because I don't know. I feel as though that might be the case.
Oh, look, we just made
Yeah.
Dan disappear.
Dan, who? I'm not here.
Hey,
Look, you got me over here. I'm over here by my buddy Jerry. It's over here. See? Right there.
I think Vince is sleeping. No,
No, I actually,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked if Vince was
the way
sleeping.
your head was looking down at the phone and you were breathing, it looked like you were sleeping. It was like,
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it.
My sister texted me. That's what the doctor said. So I'm typing out.
yep, letting everyone know your medical history. Yeah, I know, been there, done that.
And she's had a meniscus issued and a partial knee replacement. So she'll be like, yep, just like me.
I've had a partial leg
Yeah.
replacement. Well, bone replacement.
Yeah, my CAT scan is tonight in the dark. About 8 o'clock, it'll be dark here, and I got to get a CAT scan done. So that'll be fun.
Good luck.
Meow, meow.
Drinks a bunch of junk.
I wonder if there's a bunch of little cats going around in a circle on the cat scan.
Yeah.
Right around. Meow, 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 chasing the mice.
Yeah.
Okay, why are you not printing? Everything's heated up. Did I not actually hit, print?
Llama,
Yeah.
how long will you be streaming?
I don't know.
Oh, I need to go and get to the store.
Till I get
He's
bored.
going to be streaming until we become less entertaining.
Yeah. So, but I will be back if you're still streaming.
All right, so yeah,
Yeah. See you guys later.
later, good
Oh,
sir.
stream until Chris Riley decides he's going to actually stream his. How's that?
Yeah.
He got his parts.
If he got his parts in, he'll be streaming.
He'll usually come in and tell me, though. He'll be like, "Dude, I'm streaming. Get the hell out."
Take care, Red Light. Dennis is.
Get out of here.
I hate the dentist.
Dentist. Everyone's off to do medical crap. What's up with that? This is
Because now you can get out and do it.
Well, there's that. Still can't get my mother out. They won't let her freaking go to the doctor. They have to do virtual doctor's visits through her iPad.
Can you make virtual payments?
Pretty much. We don't pay for it. Insurance company pays for it. That's the one good thing my father did when he was working way back at EB. They had 2 insurance plans, your basic everyday insurance, you're covered for the majors, and then you pay that extra like $20 a week, and you get the expanded plan. And the expanded plan means no copays. Everything's covered, including dental. And my father had that since the beginning of time when he started working at Electric Boat, which is where they build submarines up the street here. And that has paid off big time, especially with all his crap, because they still got to cover mom. We don't pay anything. When Medicare stops, they take over, and it's 100%. We do not even $5. The only thing we do have to pay is prescriptions. We have to pay $15 on prescriptions. Minimum, maximum. And that's it. So anytime I take her to the doctor or get prescriptions or do anything, it's $15. That's it. That is not terrible.
No, sir, it is not. I will agree.
Me, on the other hand, if I go into the doctor's, I get bills and then I call the town and I go, you know them taxes I pay on my vehicle? Welcome to General Assistance. Start paying the bill. People don't know, if you live in the United States and you pay taxes in a town, you have what's called General Assistance, where if you have no income and prove that the medical issue may be part of why you don't have income, the town has to pay the bill.
Nice.
Now, there's a catch. They only pay 15% of it. And if you make more than $100,000 in the next 10 years or whatever it is, you got to start paying it back with interest. But I don't make that much money, so screw them.
I don't make any money, so go to hell.
I had that before. People that are luckily, because they don't let that out. That's not general knowledge. They try not to let people know that. Luckily, my sister married my artificial sister married the girl that does it in the town hall's ex-husband, who actually, even though they got divorced, they still got along. So, she was over the house, the two of them with him having dinner or something, BSing. She was talking about me, and she goes, "Oh, just send them to me. That's what I do. I take care of the general assistants." All of a sudden, I get a call that says, "Come into the town hall." And I broke my neck. Got me my. I have a lifetime handicap sticker. It's like everyone thinks the handicap sticker on my parents' cars for them. No, that's my handicap sticker. They never bothered to get one because they didn't use mine.
Hey, Llama, Mike wants to know what this artificial sister is.
It's a girl I grew up with that became my sister.
It's the sister, not sister.
Yeah, the artificial sister.
Yeah. Hey, look, my camera.
I have a few of those because
Yeah.
my all I have is brothers. So my mother, anytime we bring a girlfriend home, my mother would get more attached to the girlfriend, and they just never leave. Like all of my brother's ex-girlfriends still show up and BS with my mother and never go away. And oh, look, expert crashed again on the moron. Freaking tech guy can't get even anything tech running.
Yeah, this tech guy. This tech.
Really not, getting the confidence up on your ability for doing tech there.
Well, this tech guy is going to figure out how to get the feed to run on his OBS and start using OBS instead, because he's getting fed up with XSplit's bullshit. I can tell you what he's not doing. He's not renewing his $5 next month. The hell with him on that bullshit.
Somebody's blasting.
Garbage trucks outside.
Where's the kaboom? I knew they were building. I didn't know they were blasting down the street already.
That's what I'm doing, Buttram. I'm gonna sit here with my voice just to chatting away. And
you guys hear that? Did you guys hear the blasting horn go off?
No.
Somebody just shot off. I'm talking about that high pitched blasting horn that tells you somebody's blasting dynamite around here.
Yeah.
They just put off the horn. I didn't hear the first one. That was a double beep, which means they're going to kick soon. Can't believe they're blasting in the rain. Oh, it's not. I mean, it's raining now. It's not dumping like it was earlier.
We should rain here. I love that bad.
A little too much. Shouldn't say that. We'll end up with a freaking drought this summer. It never rains where you are. You're out in like Arizona or something, aren't you?
Vegas.
Yeah. I mean, there's no such thing as rain there. What's water? Don't they bring water in from like California to you or something?
Lake Mead in an underground.
Yeah.
Wells.
No such thing as water in Vegas. It's a desert. Why the hell who came up with, hey, this is this big desert with no water. Let's live here. No, let's not just live here. Let's put casinos up and draw other people to come here.
The winters here aren't that cold. It rarely ever snows once every 10 years. The summers are really hot, but it's dry heat. So I think we got perfect weather. It's never humid.
Yeah, no, that's the one thing I do. My uncle lives down there now. I want to go visit him just for that because humidity annoys me.
Yeah. You can be burning up in the heat, but walk in the shade and you're fine. We're back east where it's humid. You're in the shade. You're still sweaty. And, clothes are falling off you.
Yeah, and even if you do sweat down there, like you say, you go in the shade, 2 minutes, you're dry.
Yeah.
Put your laundry out. By the time you finish hanging it, you can start taking it down again.
Yep.
Yeah. Can't have lawns, which is not a bad thing because you don't have to mow them.
But you can have a lawn, just, keep it watered enough.
You're not allowed to water lawns, are you?
Yeah, you can water.
Oh, can you? I was under the impression that you guys were under the water restrictions where you weren't allowed to water your lawns.
No.
Unless it's your own collection.
HiCube's doing good, Ben. I got a little add-on board that goes KR so I can put LEDs on it and make them change when it's heating up or it's running, whatever, but I haven't installed them yet. And I do have a little bit of a screening problem on all my PLA prints. When I have a couple different items, I'm getting some cobwebs in between them. I need to work that out. But other than that, it's printing real good.
Frown King's printing real great. Can't believe it. Only had to replace, everything. Really. There's not much left on that thing that's original. Not much at all. God, this coffee's good.
Just keep rubbing it in.
Coffee in the afternoon, but man, that's tasty. Every once in a while, I have an afternoon coffee, and it is yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy. You will like it. And label. This is Libby's on the label. Now I'm dating myself. I remember that ad. That was from the 70s. 70s, 80s, somewhere around there.
I don't remember. It was back when I was a kid. I remember hearing it.
Yeah, Robert Reynolds Howard, he's had a lot to do with starting up Las Vegas back in the day.
Well, he was a brilliant, stupid guy.
Yeah. Germaphobe.
Oh, yeah. He was a brilliant, stupid guy. He was not too smart. He was brilliant, but he was not too smart.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I'm going to let you go, guys. I got some things I need to get done around here. Someone stop in for a minute and say hi. So
All right,
everybody,
Mr. Jerry.
Bye-bye.
everybody in chat, take care, and I'll see you whenever I see you. Okay.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
All right, Mr. Jerry.
I love iced coffee in the middle of the summer. I put like ice cream in it. A lot of times I'll use because I don't do it a lot, but I put a couple of spoons of sugar in and a little bit of cream. And in the summertime, I just put a scoop of vanilla ice cream in my coffee. Make iced coffee. It's so good. Yum. It's almost like having a coffee milkshake. Very, very tasty. What the frick is Dan doing?
Dan
Nothing.
is currently reflashing the webcam firmware instead of going with this for right now so that I can change it later when I find something that actually works. But for right now, I'll be able to get my cam back up. So Llama just got to bear with me while I'm a voice only, which I thought would be something you'd like more rather than seeing my ugly face. Like,
We don't have to
Don't be
do
sure.
anything with you if we don't want to. We just freaking boot you.
I know. You just hit the button and I disappear.
And then you disappear.
Then it's Dan who?
Gone. So, what are you printing, Vince? Do you print anything? Oh, you printed your little bust there. There's a dog. I just noticed a dog on your bed. Yeah, an angry Warcocky. Oh,
Yep.
oh, Vince froze.
Not sure, but
There he
I
is.
think. Yeah, to me, it's like you guys, but
It's
puppy on the bed.
just the ways of the internet. Everything is going to break.
Yep.
Wolf. He's a wolf.
Anyway.
Wolfster.
try that again. Like
Yep.
the crystal
Little-
Oh, angry Warcocky with headphones.
Yep.
Are the headphones separate on that? Mine are like
No.
separated. They're not like actually part of the model or like a separate model that just sits on top of it.
So the model or the STL I downloaded, it's all just one solid file.
Yeah, no, it's really not.
I did see that there's an angry llama print running around. It looks like a dick with dinosaur legs.
Oh yeah. I didn't see that.
I had to, llama. I had to.
Isn't that the same one that's in the Viking rodeo?
Hanging out in Stonehenge or wherever the hell it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Stonehenge. I put the Dickosaurus in Stonehenge. Viking rodeo.
Yes, that was definitely a good one.
Oh crap! Well, it took like 2 hours to do that, to like cut the Dickosaurus out and make it all like behind the Stonehenge and do the whole masking and all that. I did that all during the stream. I was like, what the hell is he doing? I'm back there, like, painting the mask in and crap. That was funny.
Oh yeah. I recall that stream. I remember hanging out in there, and all of a sudden, there's a Llama's like, "Hey, everybody, check this out!" And it's
Yeah,
like
well, I put
Stonehenge.
it on Discord first.
Yeah.
On one of Warcocky's streams where he kept playing with himself. It was funny.
Uh-huh.
I haven't printed with that stuff in a while. I got a bunch of rolls that are really. I just threw out a roll that wasn't finished of. Take a guess what brand it was. Maker Geeks.
I was gonna say Maker Geek.
I got it jammed for the last time, and I pulled it out and I measured it, and it was 2.1 diameter on one side and like 5.3 on the other. It was shaped like a football. It was like there was a third time in that roll it happened. I was like, "You're done." It was only like a third. There was still a third of it left easily too, and it's literally in my garbage can. I was like, "Gone, done fighting with it." Dog, what's up, dog? Hey, dog. Woof. Can't hear me. You got your headphones on. Just saw that. He's a puppy.
It reminds me of a funny story. There was this is probably about 10 years ago. We had a small fire in a house, one room burned, but there was like a candle sitting up, and one of the guys went to blow it out, but he's wearing his face mask. He's like,
That's funny.
yeah.
I've done stupid crap like that.
Trying to get my clicks in.
It's like raining out now. Raining. Not just spreadankling, but actually raining.
It's nice and sunny here.
Yeah, screw you. Actually, last month the weather has not been all that bad here. We're supposed to get like major thunderstorms / they've got tornado warnings up, north of here. It's supposed to be like a major. Let's take a look just for the fun of it. Hey, let's even share the screen while I do it. That'll be fun. Let's go over here and go to Oline weather.
81 and sunny.
And see what's happening in the world of Old Lyme, Connecticut. Look at all that crap. Look, I got a little dead space and then nice. But then after that, supposedly, it's supposed to be like Canadian air front. Look at that, all the way up to East Cuba. Wow, all the way down. Yeah, all the way to Florida. Look at that. Nice straight line. All the way from Quebec. What's this right here? I can't remember the name of that island. That I'm gonna have to zoom in because it'll say Anacostia. That's it. Anacostia all the way down to the Keys. One big long line of rain.
Yep.
The whole eastern seaboard is getting wet. That's pretty cool. You know what I like watching? Does this one have it? I don't know if this has it. Turn wind. No, that's not it.
There you go.
It's like the wind currents, wind stream. There we go.
I'm back, and you can see my smiling happy face now as I eat my graham crackers.
Check this out. I always like watching this. It's like mesmerizing. And it gets more and more intense as it like builds up the information after you watch it for a while and it starts broadcasting more information to you. Just watching the
watching the jet streams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always cool, like watching it, like up here, where it all circles around and goes together up here in Canada, loops around this lake, and like always is looping right there, like always, forever and ever and ever. And then you have this loop. This is a storm, I would assume here. Although there's no rain.
It looks like no, that one breaks it down between the warm air and the cold air. So you're getting the blue as your cold air, the warm. Looks like the red.
Actually, I think it's wind speeds. I think the different colors of speed in this.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think. I'm not positive. But like, look at how this comes up and these like hit. Check it out and like watch this little amoeba here, and then all of a sudden he like springs up the coast. He's like heading straight east, and then stop, go north.
Yeah.
It's always cool to watch. I don't know. I've sat and stared at that for like 20 minutes at times. It's just mesmerizing to me. Honestly, dude, I think your video is clearer with it direct like this. The colors are different, though. You know what? I just noticed the colors are a lot different.
Yeah,
it's a lot warmer tone.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, and I can probably let me take a look here real quick.
I think it's actually clearer though.
Yeah,
you can broadcast with that at 1080, even though StreamYard is kicking you down to 720. I mean, if you were doing something using something else, you could do it at 1080.
Yeah.
I might have to try that other streaming app.
You got the XSplit?
No, there's another one just like StreamYard.
Oh, that's you were saying.
I can't remember. For some reason, I think it's called a Telestream or IntelliStream or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember. I'll have to look it up, but it looked really interesting. It's basically the same thing, but like the cool thing was, if I remember correctly, for the paid version, like I could grab your window and move you around in it. So it's not just this set layout, that StreamYard snaps to. You can move people around, and that's the only thing I don't like. Like if I go to this where I put you up here, you're singled out, and then it just becomes one-on-one. Oh, I booted Dan. That's what I did. Sorry, Dan. I didn't even do that.
No, you're not. You're not. Sorry.
But even this, the window is showing it as a big picture window, but then two sides. But yeah, the three of it, I don't know. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't do this and make one of you guys up there.
Yeah.
I don't.
No, it lets you take over.
It automatically goes. It only allows me to be the big window, which would be cool if I could, take one of you guys. Which I understand this other app lets you do.
Ben, I'm going to do that right now. Actually, that one sounds familiar. I think I already did. Let me take a look.
3D printing Texan.
I was going to say, for some reason, I want to say I thought I was. But I don't know if I am or not, and I'm going to now, though. There you go. Done, good sir. Where are you at?
Go ahead and post the link in chat.
Yeah, let me grab his channel.
I just spannered you. You've been spannered. So you can post links now. I think you're the only one in the whole stream that didn't have a wrench.
Well, yeah, I was going to say Ben's the only one I see that wasn't able to. But that's okay. I already dropped it. But if you want to go ahead and drop it again, Ben, go ahead.
Subscribe. He's got 124, man. He's got more than you already.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a putz.
I got 121 today. Or I shouldn't say today, but I have 121 as of today.
I got like 24 freaking new ones this month. I was just looking at YouTube Studio before I fired this up. I got 20 or 24 new ones this month. I also lost like 15, but I got 24 new ones.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted this to be just my regular broadcast stream channel, but for some reason, YouTube will not let me stream to my live channel.
You probably can now. I had that same problem. It was 24 hours to the minute.
Yeah, but
one of the other ones,
24 hours the first time made me redo it all over.
Yeah, and that's messed up because when I did it, it told me it was like I kept going back and it kept saying that your channel is not authorized yet. Your channel's not authorized yet. Your channel's not authorized yet. And then it was down to the damn minute because I was thinking to myself, I'm like, well, it had to be about this time. And I clicked on it and it said, you're not authorized yet. I did something else. I refreshed the page and then I hit it and it went right through. And I was like, you're talking within probably 2-3 minutes of the last time I had done it. So it's like 24 hours to the minute from the creation of the channel.
Well, I did it yesterday morning because I was supposed to stream on there yesterday morning and I couldn't.
Yeah.
It's been for 24 hours.
Yeah. So they wouldn't let you stream today. Huh?
Start all over. StreamYard said no, and then I went to YouTube and it's like, you haven't applied. Please apply. Blah, blah, blah. Click this button. Okay, in 24 hours, you'll be able to stream. Like, okay, I did this yesterday.
Start closing some of these tabs down.
Closing the tabs down. So, are you going back to work, Vince?
Well, the doc says I should be able to work, but I'm going to have to see what my chief requires. Like, do I need a note that says, yes, you're released with no limitations? But
Well,
my next 2 shifts have already been filled. So the next 6 days, 7 days, next 8 days, I'm off regardless because those shifts have been filled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to at least see how the shot does over the weekend. If everything seems fine and I'm not hurting, then it's just a matter of scheduling some rehab on the days I'm off. I can tell them it's like, yeah, my leg's good. It's got a tear, but they didn't say it was cortisone. It said it had a numbing medicine and then a second medicine to help with the pain and inflammation. Yeah. And basically, the way they're looking at it is it's a small tear, but there's a lot of cartilage worn away. So I've got 2 things going on. So they're like, we could do the surgery, but that might make the arthritic area of the cartilage worse. So they're like, let's try this and go from there.
Do everything you can to avoid the surgery because the surgery makes it worse. Believe me. I had both my knees done. Both times it made it worse.
Well, when I was talking to my chief, he's like, well, if you get the option for surgery, get the surgery, get it done, get it fixed. But that was also before knowing that I don't have a lot of cartilage on that side of my knee. So, and he said
they haven't come out with plastic cartilage replacement instead of just replacing the whole knee, 3D printed piece that you just slap in there and boom, bad.
Kind of like a polymer coating or something. Do what?
Dan's audio's off.
Oh,
he's over there speaking, and we can't.
There we go.
not that we really want to hear you, because.
Okay, here. Let me help you. Ready?
Yeah, but it's fine. Silent Dan.
There you go. You should have just kept your mouth shut and pretended like you heard what I was saying. Just go, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Dan, you're right. Dan. No, you're wrong, Dan.
And then I wouldn't have thought nothing of it. And then later on, when I actually had something relevant to add, I'd have been like, yeah, remember when I said that? Llama would be like, what? I'd be like, the other morning on your or the other afternoon on your stream when I was talking about that. And he'd be like, oh, yeah, sure. Does that mean it was off? We didn't tell you for 2 hours?
Yeah, so I mean, for the most part, because of the amount of cartilage wear that, in the MRI, you can see a nice little line where on the outside of the knee looks good, but the inside of the knee is just super thin and worn down. He's like, yeah, you might be looking at having to get a knee replacement later in life, but.
Yeah, but I'm surprised that they haven't come up with, instead of replacing the whole knee, where they chop bones and
Well, they do a partial, where they can just do a half knee. My sister got that done.
I'm still surprised that with modern technology that they can't do a cat scan of your leg and 3D print a little nylon piece to slip between the bones and go, there you go, because that's all the cartilage is doing is padding the 2 bones from direct contact at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not pinching.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Like I said, right now, without getting up and walking around, because it's been.
So say you've been out a couple of weeks now, right?
2 weeks. I took off the 1st, so 11 days.
Mm.
But no, since I left the doctor's office after getting the shot, and that was at around 10:45-ish, because I was only there for about an hour. So figure about 11 o'clock. So 5 hours, 5.5 hours. I haven't really, since I've been home, I haven't really done anything but sit here. So I walked on it to see how much change, but I can tell I don't feel it as much. But if I twist my leg, I'll feel it, because at that point
if you rotate it,
yeah.
it hurts.
But what was hurting me is just generally walking. The more I walked, the more the pain got. If I was driving, it would hurt for like the first 10 minutes, even with the cruise control on, until like it relaxed or whatever. But I don't know. I'll see what this is.
Have.
Well, I mean, if
they tore it all out of one.
yeah, I mean, if everything goes and they say, yeah, you know, you're good, you just need to get a doctor's note saying you can come back and there's no restrictions. So then I'll have to get back with the doctor. So I forgot to ask for, like, well, give me a note saying that I can go back. So I have to go back and get one.
Email it to you.
Well, the thing is, I'm sure they can get it set up and I can just run down there's a beacon literally just 5 minutes up the street from me. But I went to a different office because that's where he was at today. But yeah, I just for the most part, like I said, if I can walk and I'm not hurting, then I'll be fine, because then I'm not going to be limping and trying to baby it.
Yeah.
But he said, like, the shot could last a month or two, could last a little bit longer. You might have to just get shots periodically as needed.
Yep.
And actually, surprisingly, the shot didn't really hurt. So they're like, hey, you just feel a little bit of pressure, and I barely felt like any pressure. It's like, all right, we're done. Cool.
Shots.
Like I said, I don't know if it was a cortisone or what it was. The way they describe it is just
Yeah, it sounds more like they gave you that. I always called it. There's a name for it, but I always called it direct injected Advil. And Dr. Go, that's basically the concept.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally a different chemical, but it's the same concept.
This one had a numbing medicine and then the other medicine.
Probably time release Novocaine, basically. I mean, again,
Yeah,
it's not Novocaine, but it's the same concept.
Yeah, they say we just shoot it right there in the gap in the knee. It just coats everything. But
You know, Vince, for a second there, it sounded like you said shit in the knee. It's like
Chemical pie shit, you know.
Yeah, you know. Hey,
just put whatever fell like crap in there. I don't know.
So if you guys notice, this one's now all the way up at 400 mils. Look at that. It's an Ender 3 that's print area is above the stock Ender. Isn't that nice to see? Look at that. Here's the top of a regular Ender.
Or you can just get a real printer.
Oh, you mean like the Llama core?
Huh?
Yeah, like a Llama core?
Yeah.
You know, get the hodgepodge Llama core going.
The Llama
Actually,
core,
go your hodgepodge and your Llama core.
files too, because I don't want to subject that printer to anybody else.
Yeah, no, I wanted to raise it up just to play around for a minute, because I've been having some issues with this thing. When it gets up so high, it starts to get angry, and then it just it drops the nozzle into the print and then just knocks the print off the bed. So I got to fix that. But,
I don't think the Llama core's been fired up in like a month.
To be honest with you, Mike, I don't really print that tall ever, but that's because I've never had a printer that could print that tall. However, when I'm done with my
Space now.
I'm going to make my Core XY. My Core XY is going to do 300 by 300 by 400, because that's the print area of the printer that I snagged all the parts from. I could make
big ass face with that bright red frickin' carbon fiber PETG.
Oh, it's not bright.
Big ass face. That is, I like that color. That's like
it sucks on like with this now to see it, but yeah, it's a nice color. I like it, and the stuff prints. Like I said, if my buddy Bruce is still hanging out, Chad, he hasn't said anything, but if he's still hanging out in chat, this stuff prints like butter. I mean, there's no like I mean, I love these layer lines, or really the lack of. Like, see, it's so hard to see that, but
That's the furry carbon fiber hiding them.
yeah.
Reading around it because it was, carbon fiber in the air. And next thing you know, carbon fiber is going to be the new, what do you call
The
it?
new problem.
Well, it'll be the new asbestos.
Yeah.
It's
They'll find
similar.
that carbon fiber causes this, causes that. Yeah, that's what they'll find.
Surprised they haven't like outlawed fiberglass insulation by now. That's just
Yeah.
as bad as asbestos is.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to remember, good old Owens Corning fiberglass. No, Mr. Reynolds, I am not using a hardened nozzle with that. So I know it is tough on those brass nozzles. It is beating them up a little bit, but I did buy a big pack of them off Amazon, and
Get a freaking hard nozzle.
so far so good. I'm gonna get some hardened nozzles. I'm gonna look at possibly placing an order with one of two companies here in the very near future for a hot end and then some nozzles. I'm most likely going to go with the most likely. No, I'm talking about for the Core XY. I'm probably going to go with the either the V6 or I'm going to go with a Mosquito. I will have to try. Well, I keep hearing about Nozzle X stuff. I haven't actually tried any of it myself, so I might.
I have the beta of the Nozzle X on the little printer that they were handing out at IRF before Nozzle X. They handed a bunch of them out and said, "Let us know what you think of them" before they actually released the Nozzle X. I guess they did IRF too that year. Anyway, it's all right. Don't get me wrong; it's nice, but the Micro Swiss one I think is nicer.
Yeah, and
I have less problems with it. The temperature, the Micro Swiss one holds temperature better. I don't have to crank up my temperatures at all with the Micro Swiss. With that, I got to kick them up about 5 degrees.
Yeah, and I really wish that I could get this to kind of like come through on camera.
They're the same price.
Yeah, this is the black carbon fiber extreme, and it's the same thing. I really wish it would come through a little bit better than it does, especially on these cylinders. Like these are the bushings for the Core XY, and they're just, I mean, the layer lines are gorgeous.
That would look so cool in that cherry red.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I'm actually planning on. I printed everything in black first because with me going with the, I'm just going with the regular silver 2040 extrusion.
Yeah.
And it was actually pretty cool. I'm gonna go with, like, if I go with black for the next one, then I plan to do that.
Look really cool.
Let's see here. Oh, I'm getting a message real quick. It's like Tim messaged me. He was like, "Hey, because like I said, I mean, I know that last night I know it helped me out talking to Tim last night because
tell him to come on. Tell him to come on.
Well, I was just going to message him and tell him that Llama streaming said, "Come on over and hang out."
We can have Timothy freaking rant on stream for sure. Yep, on 80 near the river. There's a river on 80? I love screwing with people. I'm just so good at it. Greetings, programs. What's up, old curmudgeon? What's happening, man? What kind of headphones are those? They are really bizarre looking.
Skull candy.
Oh,
I got them off auction about 3 years ago. So they're they got like a little slim earphone jack. So you just basically plug cable in. They're not They're not directly wired, so if anything happens to wire, you just put another cable in.
Oh,
They got a good sound. I mean, I'm using the camera's audio. Long distance are just headphones, but
it's working.
yeah, I think I paid like $35 for them. They've been good.
They're just weird looking. Not, no.
Yeah, well, like I said, I don't know how old they are in general. I got them about 3 years ago, so they're probably at least a year or two older model. So
They work.
oh yeah,
Old curmudgeon, or not so old curmudgeon.
Curmudgeonness.
I love giving you shit for that old curmudgeon. You go by old curmudgeon, but you're not old. You're just
How old is he?
at heart you're old, but you're not really old. I don't remember how old he said he was, but I know that he's not as old as his name dictates.
Old curmudgeon. He's got to be at least like 60.
Nope.
He's got his damn name.
I was going to say, old curmudgeon, if I remember right, aren't you and I about the same age? I'm 41. Aren't you about the same age as me? Yeah, mid-40s. So there you go. Yeah, he's right there with me in mid-40s, which I guess I shouldn't say that 40's not old, because I remember when I was 20 that 40 was old. And now that I'm 40, I think that 40 really isn't all that old.
Yeah,
but
I'm just opposite. My mindset. I'm a 55-year-old man freaking stuck in an 80-year-old body with a brain of a 12-year-old.
Yeah, I was going to say my body's more broken than not. Both my knees, I wake up anymore. Both my knees and my back are shot. It just...
Knees, back, arms. I've broken everything.
Yeah.
It's easier for me to list the bones I haven't broken than it is for me to list the ones I have. Literally. I've never broken my little toe, and I've never broken my hip. That's it. Everything else I've broken, at least one side or the other of. Shoulders, arms, legs, femurs, tibias.
Speaking of nozzles, that Ender 5 came with a assortment 0.3 to 0.8.
Cool. Throw the point in there and go to town. I love
Well,
that point.
the
0.6 pretty much constantly now. I don't even use a 0.4 anymore.
yeah, the CR10S, the CR10S5 I got came with like 10 nozzles, and it goes from, I want to say maybe like a 0.24, 0.2468 and 1 millimeter, and it's 2 of each.
Yeah, I had a pack like that. Actually, I sent it off. I think I sent it to Carl. I played with him real quick, and I decided I have a 0.4 on the Max Micron. I have a 0.6 on the Pumpkin, and I have a 0.8 on the Llama Core.
Yeah, but
I'll be right back. I got to get more coffee.
Coffee! Must have coffee. 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 Must have coffee. Do the central scrutinizer.
you what?
Central scrutinizer. Remember central scrutinizer? No, you don't know who the central scrutinizer is?
Not offhand.
Oh, look it up. It's good music.
Oh well.
Joe's Garage.
As soon as I open up another window, I'm sure I'll start to go blip blop blop.
This is the central scrutinizer.
I'll see if this will make my screen
Joe's
stuck.
Garage. Didn't have no Coke or LSD, but a couple of quarts of beer.
Yeah. I can honestly say, no, I don't think I've ever heard anything, unless I was to play some and see if I happened to have heard some and just didn't know who it was.
Must have. Never heard Joe's Garage. How old are you?
49.
You're getting there. You should have heard Joe's Garage. That was late 70s, early 80s. Zappa.
Yeah, but
Frank Zappa is, right?
but it depends on what type of music you were listening to.
Yeah, Frank Zappa kind of bridged everybody. Everybody liked Frank Zappa. He's just funny. I'm a dancing fool. The beat goes on and I'm so wrong. The beat goes on and I'm so wrong. I may be wrong, but I'm a dancing fool. Zappa was awesome. We need more Zappas in the world.
I mean, a lot of stuff. I just
We
look
need
like growing up, and I don't have what I consider any issues.
He named his kids Dweezil, and I can't remember what his daughter was.
Moon Pie.
Moon Pie, that was it. I knew it was something bizarre. Dweezil. Can you imagine growing up with a name like Dweezil? Poor kid. Dog's running away. Run away, dog, run away. Where's Timothy? I wanted Timothy to come on. Oh. The poison ivy's beginning to burn now after sweating all day.
It's almost like when you come in from the outside, get something that you can just wipe all the oils off.
Yeah, rubbing alcohol.
Then you gotta have some for the fur.
Yeah, I got plenty of it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I got.
The problem with me is with poison ivy, I don't get it for like a week. I get it all over me, and I'm like, I'm fine. Everybody else around me's got poison ivy the next day, and like a week later, it just starts showing up on me, and then 8 to 10 days, I'm covered in it. They're all like, "When were you in poison ivy?" Well, a week, Joe.
Yeah, I've never had poison ivy, but my sister, she could just go outside and just get it.
Yep. I gotta really. I mean, I was in it. I was weed whacking it, so I'm. It's just starting to get to me. But it was last week. But I know I'm going to be covered in the crap in a couple more days. I'm going to be itching and bubbly But yeah, it takes a couple days for me for it to like react in my skin for some reason. I don't know why. Printing away the green palm tree leaves.
Yeah, that's gonna turn it on the Ender 3, but because that cooling fan being a little loud, it's. Of course, I could always just slice it for the CR10S Pro.
Kobe Bryant. RC Lifon printed a full-size Kobe Bryant. I don't know why. Why would
Because they wanted to.
Kobe Bryant? Well, he did the scan thing, kind of like what you got, but I guess he put some fair and they did a very nice scan. And
Hold on a second. Let me mute my mic.
Oh my god.
Puppy. The Vince wife. The medic wife.
Okay, Llama, you're not alone anymore. I'm here. You're okay? You all right?
Crap.
I had to get my coffee and then I get my coffee and then my kid, my son is my one son is home now helping. I guess some of his buddies wanted to get a stereo installed in their car, and he for some reason everybody goes to my kid for that. So
that guy.
I always got a bunch of people parked in the driveway, like random vehicles in the driveway. They're stringing shit out and doing shit. That used to be me, so now it's my kid.
Steroids, yeah. They don't give me the steroids. Not no more. I got into a freaking yellow jacket nest when I was at the state, and I'm mildly allergic to them. I mean, I'll swell up a little bit, but I mean, I got like 100 bites. Oh my God, they hit you with that adrenaline when you get in the emergency room. That is the worst freaking thing ever. That's worse than doing coke. I don't care what anyone says. getting whacked with all that freaking. Have you ever gotten whacked with adrenaline like that? That medical crap? Oh my,
No.
nasty. It is the worst feeling I've ever had, like from drugs. Ever. Morphine is good. We like morphine. Yeah, whatever they call it. It I didn't like it. It did not make me happy.
That's what I was
unhappy.
That's what I was saying, Bruce. That used to be us. Everybody used to come to us to get shit done, like stereo installs, this, that, the other. So yeah, Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce is my buddy. He's I've known Bruce for probably all of 25 plus years now. So
You can't have somebody non-standard.
did you just give Bruce a wrench?
Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, just so you know.
It's so bizarre because everybody's in blue and there's this like gray.
Yeah, it lets you know who's not been to the chat before. That's how you know who's just like, okay, Bruce, just so you know, now you have a wrench. You have power and authority on Llama's channel now. Like if somebody says something stupid, if Llama doesn't catch it, you can like hide their comment or give them a timeout.
Well, the thing is if you can't time out someone that's wrenched.
Yeah. It's just Mad
Monkey used to do that back and forth to each other, get wrenched and unwrenched on Twitch, on Wexter streams. We used to time each other out. That's where the banana bandhammer came from. Because he banned me and then
I don't know, look around, look on the table. I think there's one right there. The kid's looking for a drill. He's like, is there a drill in here? I think there's one right there on the edge of the table, over on that side.
I got drills everywhere.
Yeah, I've got a drill and I've got a driver. It's up there somewhere. I know it is. Look around on the other side. There you go. You found it.
What a really nice Bosch set. I should probably get rid of this.
Nice. Yeah.
The little 12-volt ones. I actually like my 12. I got everything. This is what I did for a living, so. But I actually like these little 12 volts better sometimes in the 18s.
Yeah.
But you just like doodling around the house. I won't buy an 18 for, I buy them for work, like framing and decking and doing real work. But pitsing around the house, I have yet to one of these. I just like the Milwaukee's are much lighter, smoother operating. I mean, my Milwaukee's I use at work, and they'll keep up with most of the 18s other than they have as much power, they just don't last as long.
Yeah. Hey Bruce, if you're bored at home, I know the webcam situation's not there, but if you're bored at home and want to, we can drop the link. You can come join us with a cell phone. StreamYards works on the cell phone. So you can. So if you want, you can use the cell phone right now and come hang out with me and Llama and Vince when he comes back and anybody else who decides to pop in.
Palm tree.
That looks good, man.
Yeah,
so you got the
transparent one.
Yeah.
A little too close. So once it peels up, But getting it off this old worn out TH30.
Yeah. Tim's
not going to happen without a little assistance. Come on, baby. Flex plates are still awesome. I don't care. Even though I'm having problems with this, I'll still take a flex plate over in class just because I can do this so much easier. Look, pancake. So I will, after the stream's over, I will send Devin this here sliced version of the palm tree. If I split it right, did I split that right? Where does it go together? Where did I split it? Where is the glue supposed to go? I think it's right there. It is right there. No help. It's the old way to put the freaking glasses on so we can see what the hell he was doing.
You know what? Do yourself a favor. Pull it over so you cover your eye, and then I'll put the camera on you so everybody can see Cousin It. You gotta go like this, Dark. Okay, now look up. Keep your hair like that for a second. Hold on, don't move. Here's the youngest daughter's current hair situation.
Cool.
She's got a serious case of curly hair going on, and it frizzes up nicely. Yeah, you can use your phone, Bruce. Let me grab the link here real quick. Tom, I'm gonna go ahead and drop that in the chat for you. And then you can meet my buddy Bruce.
We want to
I'm doing a day stream. He always gets mad at me because I'm never really on during the day. And like I said, he's a early bird because he works ass crack at dawn. He's up before the sun every day because
like me.
Yeah, he's up at like 2 a.m.
Streaming at 5 if anyone would watch it. It's just who's gonna watch it but the Europeans.
Well,
we don't
Bruce,
want that. No.
Bruce might listen to you while he's driving around in the van. He may not be able to talk, but he might be able to listen to you while he's driving around, give him something to do. And the occasional can interact. But Bruce, all you gotta do is click the link on your phone. So like load up chat on your phone, click on the link, and when StreamYards comes up, just give it the okay to use your camera and your mic, and then when it pops up, you're good to go. Just make sure that you mute the stream on the computer so that this way you're not picking up the loop.
Not dry yet.
Give you that little tidbit of info.
Like my hair,
You should jump in, old curmudgeon. Come on.
Oh, curmudgeon, come on.
Come on. Just get on your phone for 5 minutes and do it.
Yeah, you and Robbie Mack both. Come on in. Let's go.
Yeah. You don't buy a webcam now, Robbie Mack. You just buy a freaking Wise Cam and you do the firmware.
Buy a Wise Cam for $25.
Stan's using.
Yeah, this is right here. That's what this one is.
Strawberry.
$25 Wise Cam.
Strawberry Mentos. OMG.
Look, the Jimmy Palm tree.
There you go. That's awesome. That's really cool. I like that. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm probably gonna do the. You gotta send me that split file too, because I'm gonna do the tree brown for the bottom, and I'm gonna do that glitter green for the top.
Well, I think what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna edit it some more because this is kind of flimsy. It's gonna break, even with I'm using gloop and it's still.
Yeah, maybe see if you can underneath the palm itself. Maybe try and.
I'll make the stem go into the palm tree a little bit.
Yeah, that's what
even if you set it in from the top. Although that's holding, I can't pull it apart. It's a flimsy joint.
What, you see your kitten trying to climb over the door, so you got to kind of come over here and help her? Yeah. Come here, whiny. Oh, this one's a little whiny ass. She's learned that I've got this little piece of plywood that we put between the living room and the dining room. There he is. What's up, Bruce?
What's up, guys?
Look at that guy. Yes, he's got that beautiful.
I would have to go that I'm not sure, but you might be either Scottish or Irish.
Yeah, just a little Irish.
Just a little Irish.
Yeah, just a skosh. But
could be Scottish, but you look a little more Irish.
Llama, here's the thing. Bruce and I have been buddies for, like I said, 25 plus years now, and
easily.
Bruce and I hadn't talked for a while there because
why would you be friends with him for 25 years? What's wrong with that?
Loneliness. I mean, that's really all it is. Shh, don't tell him.
Anyway. But no, he and I hadn't really talked in a while, and then all of a sudden one day I see him posting on one of the Facebook groups about 3D printing, and I was like, Bruce into 3D printing? This is interesting. So I messaged him like, when the hell did you get into 3D printing? And
when I got my first 3D printer for free.
Yeah.
That's the best kind.
Oh, Amazon screwed up, and I made a call just to find out ETA. Well, I ended up going so far up the chain, the lady's like, here, I'm going to refund you. And if it shows up, keep it or throw it away or do whatever you want with it. I don't care. I'm like, okay.
No problem.
Yeah. So
right on the back.
So when he and I started hanging out, he had an Ender. And at the time, I only had the one, didn't I, Bruce?
No, you had the two. You had just gotten the second Pro.
I just got the second one, yeah. So I had my two. He had his one, and now he's got like over his shoulder. He's got 2 cubes sitting there,
He's got all kinds of printers.
That's a Tronxy X5. All right.
Wow.
This is an FL Sun turned into a Hypercube. Let's see.
Yeah.
There's the Ender 3. That's a Rigibot. Hold on. I don't know if you can see this. Framework for an X301.
No. Look up there.
Framework for a 400 Hypercube. And I have enough extrusion sitting in the basement right now for, I think, 3 more X301s or 2 basic Hypercubes.
Oh,
You know,
by the way,
on the web, that FL Sun Core XY is selling for like $230 right now, and that's 300 by 400.
For
like
actually, the FL Sun and the Rigibot I picked up off a marketplace package deal. Guy was getting rid of them, $500 for both printers, and I think it was 9 rolls of filament. So, palm tree.
Yeah, that's Jimmy's palm tree. Yeah, Bruce, you're not like, I know you're not big in the community, or not. I shouldn't say not big in the community, but you're not big into parts of the community. We'll say. Jimmy was a really good. Yeah, Jimmy used to be the co-host here. He's a really good dude, and he passed away a couple days ago.
Okay, yeah, you were telling me about something about that the other day.
Yeah, so the palm tree was his thing. So we've all kind of started to adopt the palm tree for stuff.
Gotcha.
And typing in all caps. It's supposed to be all caps.
Yeah, so we forgive the typing in all caps when it's for Jimmy. If somebody's just doing it to be a dick, well, we'll ban them. But if it's a for Jimmy thing, then it's cool.
Well, it's funny because the first time he came on my stream, Nightbot was working. Nightbot boots you the minute you type in all caps. So he'd come out and be like, "Hey, booted."
Yeah.
Hey, I can't do anything but in caps. Booted. Can I type in all caps? Booted.
So and
I just boot him.
Yeah, because Jimmy was just a little. He had issues with his vision. Yeah, he was an old guy with vision issues, so he typed in all caps because it was easier for him to see. And there's Vince. Vince is my buddy Bruce. Bruce, that's Vince.
What's up, Vince?
Yeah, Jen was asking what was going on, what the doctor said, so she wanted an update.
Yeah.
Well, it can be a real jerk. I mean, all you gotta do is turn the setting off. Hey,
you know who else can be a real jerk? Never let the machines win. Saying that I owe Bruce money for talking to me. What the hell? Saying I gotta pay people. Damn you, Mike.
So you have
Bruce dropped this. We're staring at the ceiling.
Okay.
Damn it.
Yeah, it was the same thing. When I used to do drafting, everything was all caps. You never did yours. Paper and pencil drafting. That's what I used to do. Back in the day.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to pop off here about
I already did it
after.
Somebody put up
2 pieces. I'll send you a link. Unless you did it already. You got to make it so it slips inside of it, or you have a valley though, because you can't just butt it together. Oh, you're gonna make me go over to Twitter.
Go over to Twitter, Devin. Why you gotta be so mean?
It's like working crap.
Send me cash, small unmarked bills.
I'll take large marked bills too.
I'm not picky. I'll take anything. Send me Bitcoin. I'll take your Bitcoin.
Is that a 2-part one now, or is that a single part? It's still showing the single part.
Oh,
yeah. Llama wants it split in 2, Devin, so it's easy to print.
I already had the file. I already split it too. It's all fine. I'm gonna actually redo it. Unless she split it too.
So, Bruce, are you good if I'm able to get over there this weekend to record a little bit of video while we're cutting some extrusion up?
Yeah.
So I want to make sure because these guys have been harping on me to make some videos. So who knows if I get some videos going and if I start putting them out there and these guys like them, then maybe you'll start making some videos and putting them out there and maybe they'll.
I don't know about going that far. I mean,
they'll like your videos more and
you know you're lucky that I even jumped on here.
Oh, have you guys seen this thing? I gotta show you this. Share this. This thing is just, it just makes me laugh every time. I can't stop laughing looking at it.
Is that ET?
It just makes me freaking laugh. I love his head going back and forth. I can't help it. Every time I watch that thing, I start laughing.
Where's Jordan right now? We need to get Jordan in here with his expert, whatever the hell he uses.
That's just so funny.
Ben, your wife. You said your wife found $26 in singles. Did you go out with the boys and forget you had those, or? Yeah. By the way, it's usually easier on mobile there, Bruce, to just have the stream up and running there, and then just watch the chat over on the computer.
Why does this look like a lollipop? And I want to go
just because the chat tends to run a little more quick if you actually watch YouTube's chat. When it pulls into StreamYards, it tends to be delayed sometimes by like 10 seconds or so. Yeah, Mike, he's still in the hospital as far as I know. He's going to be there for a couple of days, last I heard, just for management and all that good stuff.
Yeah, he'll be in the hospital. He's doing good though.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was hanging out with Wexter and all those guys. So
like hours after he did it, which he doesn't realize. He's like, oh, it all feels good. What he doesn't realize, and I learned early in life with all my operations, all the drugs they give you for the operation, you wake up and you feel fine and you can get up and move around and everything feels great. And then like 24 to 48 hours later, everything starts hurting badly.
Yeah, hence that pain management, buddy. Oh yeah.
He'll be in more pain like today and tomorrow than he was yesterday when he got out of surgery. I can guarantee you that. You get out of surgery, whatever drugs they give you to put you under and everything, they've got painkillers or whatever in them, and they stay in effect for 24 to 48 hours. And then they wear off, and the morphine has to kick in. The morphine is good, and I'm sure they'll be giving him morphine for a week or so, or something similar. Almost they have. Probably Vince knows better than I do. What are they using these days? You must have something.
Fentanyl.
Yeah.
Fentanyl's used a lot for fentanyl, Toradol. Those are the big ones that they give.
Yeah, don't they? I think it's the fentanyl Toradol cocktail that goes pretty good for calming you down and making you feel real nice. If I remember right. It's either is it
morphine was good.
Maybe it was Toradol and Demerol, something like that.
No, they pretty much got away with Demerol a long time ago. They just phased out because when they started using the fentanyl, because we used to use the Demerol and morphine. We always joked that we would give morphine for somebody who was in pain, but it's not taking the pain away. It's just making you not really care about it as much.
Yeah, Ben, just to give you a heads up, Jordan had his foot amputated. That foot that he's been having problems with, that's had him out of work for the last couple of years. He had the surgery yesterday to do they took the foot. So, but he made it out. Everything was good. So.
We can call him Legolas.
Well, yeah, he's not the true tripod. If you ask Tripod, I said to start calling him Eileen.
Eileen, yeah. What do you call a girl with one leg? Eileen.
Eileen.
What do you call a guy in the water with no arms and no legs?
Rude. Yeah. Oh, you're making that case, aren't you, B?
Yeah. And make some minor adjustments and whatnot. So
yeah.
Right now
you should show Llama that screen. I think he might actually like that. He might want to put that on his Llama core.
What is it?
Hold on, let me get it out of the case so you can see the whole thing.
I want nothing to do with it.
It's technology. Llama don't like it.
It's a large 7-inch screen.
Yeah, it's a large 7-inch screen that has a what the hell is it running?
It's a maker or MKS based screen running an Android operating system. Has a built-in slicer, Wi-Fi, full touchscreen, multiple inputs, outputs, detection, filament break detection for 2, power off, USB camera attachment on it, SD. I mean, this thing's got everything that.
1995, right? No.
Well, I got it for a steal, in my opinion, because if you go anywhere other than AliExpress, you're looking at $200 for it.
Yeah, no.
I was willing to wait a month and take a risk on $80 from AliExpress. So
I'll tell you what. After watching Riley's video, I'm seriously considering selling a duet on that Panic board. I like that more Pantic, whatever it is.
Yeah, the not duet. Oh, by the way, B, did you miss that? Mr. Chris Riley came and hung out with us today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so last night was Joel, today was Chris Riley. I always get to hang out with Llama, so Llama.
Yeah, but technically, this is Llama's stream.
I know, but I still got to hang out with him. That's all that
You're hanging out with him.
You're right, but I'm gonna have to try and coax Chris over to my stream. That's all there is to it. Vince, you're my good luck charm. Yeah, Vince, you're my good luck charm. I need you. Bruce, let's see if you can be my good luck charm.
Okay.
Yeah, the panic cut. But it's the panic cut.
I actually looked at their board when I got the duet because they were one of the first ones to actually do 3-2 or right around the same time as duet did, and they were cheaper, but they all ran smoothieware. They just wanted to learn another one. And I was like, yeah, I got to learn the duet riprap, but everyone at the time said it was easy, which in comparison it is. And thank God I didn't. But now that they've got like 4 or 5 boards now that'll run Marlin or the riprap firmware, because that board will run either. It doesn't have to run the duet firmware.
Yeah, old curmudgeon. Yeah, I had Tim on last night too.
Riprap firmware.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I've been talking to Tim today. He was like, hey, so what's your plans for the day? I was like, I'm streaming with Llama right now. If you want to come hang out, and he's like, oh well, I got a couple things I'm working on because he's like he was saying last night, he's been working on getting back into the retro gaming, so he's got something to do that's kind of fun, or not necessarily retro gaming so much as retro PC. Yeah, and so he was ordering those caps he was talking about for that one board, so he could recap the board and stuff. But he was talking about he's doing that, and then he's just kind of gonna loaf around and hang out. I said, that's cool. Enjoy the day, man. I said not work.
I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to stream. Wow.
Yeah, no, you got 3.5 hours going on here.
No, I know. It's kabooming inside there.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm going to be jumping off here pretty quick because I got to run down and pick up the wife's meds.
It's like vibrating the whole damn house. It's getting pretty close. Let's look how close. Let's see just how close. Nah, that thing kills me. I'm sorry. That's just the funniest freaking thing in the world. I'm gonna print one of those.
I gotta say, print one or 2 or 3
files yet, because there's a couple things he said he wanted to fix or something. I don't know. So he hasn't actually released it. I mean, I could design my own, but that's no fun. Somebody already did it. Yeah, look. Well, at least they're. Yeah, it does sound like they're south of me, because I'm right there. Actually, I'm not right there. I'm way over here.
Yeah.
There's Millstone. Nuclear power plant right there. All the fishies with 3 heads come out of here.
Hey Dan, I don't know if I had mentioned I was working on a friend's laptop that was stuck in a bad startup, so it's like trying to recover, repair, and all that stuff would never work.
Okay.
So, you ever heard of a program called Knoppix?
Knoppix Linux, yeah.
So I was using, so I'd use that to try to get in, just get his files off, and then that way I could just format.
Yeah.
I could not get it to work, and I was getting frustrated. It's like, there's no reason this should not work. So I took the battery off, took the memory chip out, took the hard drive out, put the memory cleaned it off, put the memory chip back in, and then started up with the Knoppix, and it worked. So then I put the hard drive back in and stuff, and then the hard drive and everything was working, and computer was working fine. They just said you didn't get you had a bad start, go through a quick repair, and then it booted back up. It's been fine since. So I don't know if maybe something got jarred loose.
It over time, especially in laptops, over time you'll run into situations where the RAM will sometimes just slide loose just a little bit, and you just reseat the memory and it works just fine. Bruce is showing off his carbon fiber benchy.
Yeah, so a regular arm saw can easily cut profile. Just get a high tooth count saw blade. Get like if it's a 10-inch, I'm assuming it's a 10-inch regular arm saw. Get at least a 60 tooth.
And make sure it's non-ferrous.
Well, anything you buy today is going to be a non-ferrous cut. Any wood blade.
You say that.
A wood blade, just don't buy a plywood blade. It's really any tungsten tooth freaking blade will cut aluminum just fine.
It's a 12-inch Bosch. Yeah, just get yourself a high tooth count. Yeah, get the highest tooth count blade you can find, and then when you cut, just oil and just hit it with some oil and go, or just go and.
You don't even have to hit it with the oil. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do a lot of cuts, I would. And buy a cheap one because it's going to destroy it.
Yeah, that's a thing that screen that Bruce has there is actually pretty badass. Like we were playing around with it and just sending straight STL files, right? Just upload an STL file right to it. It would slice and then print right on the fly. And it actually didn't do bad. I mean, if you look at that benchy he's got there, it actually looks.
I even got a
the Creality dog.
Creality dog.
Actually, you know what works really good on a blade if you're going to cut aluminum with it is just good old-fashioned WD-40.
Yep.
Or bar soap.
Yeah, bar soap melts off. Same with wax. Wax melts off too easy under the heat.
Yeah.
WD-40 just kind of, you do a couple, 3 cuts with it, you hit it with another, run it. Just spin the blade, hit it with WD-40.
I just use my metal bandsaw, so.
Yeah, got a bandsaw. I don't have a bandsaw. That's actually better. That probably cuts cleaner, don't it?
Oh yeah. Kitty.
Meow.
This one's not yours. This one's Polska.
She's a little. I get mine this weekend.
Is it this weekend? I don't
yes,
remember.
Sir.
Here, let me see. Where's Patch?
Oh, what do you think?
Yeah, he's getting one of my cats. That's where one of my cats is going. If you could find me Patch real quick. I'm gonna rub it in. I'm gonna make it so Bruce can rub it into Margie. I'm gonna be like, look, here's Patch.
Right.
Okay, give me Patch. Hi, Patch.
Oh.
Here we go.
But anyways, Dan, as I was wanting to talk to you about anyhow, is about streaming on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Do you have this proper processor selected there, Vince? That could be your problem.
I select the DIP processor that's in the Marlin. Now what I have found, because I was working on
you have to do it in the actual VS Code, not just Marlin.
Right. I was what I'm finding, because I was like working on one for just a regular Ender 3 board. I was getting these errors, and it would be like, well, this blah blah string isn't defined, and it would say this is the string that's listed. And what I was finding is they didn't match, and it was a syntax error. It's basically this one's basically indicated it should say this.
Getting ready to go.
But in the Marlin code, it was saying this. It's like somebody changed something, and then they just didn't change it in the config file to make it match.
All right, gentlemen, I got to run. I got to go pick up a kid. And,
we're cocky.
Yeah, I got to go pick up a kid and get some drugs. So.
Actually, I got to call the pharmacy and see if prescription's in.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. I got to start thinking about
but Bruce, give me a call on the phone there whenever you jump off. I don't know how longer Tom's going to be on, but if you decide,
actually, I'm going to be jumping off as well. I got to start making dinner.
Yep, I got to start making dinner too.
All right, well, Bruce,
nice meeting you guys,
and we can talk.
Oh yeah, I'll call you, Dan.
Guys, have a good one. Stay out of trouble. Enjoy yourselves.
Later, guys.
Later.
And we're